Batteries look good. Everything's plugged in. That's recording. Dude, we're fucking on.
We're on.
This is it.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back.
We're back.
It has been a moment. Shall we salute?
Salute.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I like the mug, by the way.
Oh, I like yours a lot more, bro.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
This would actually be probably the first coffee I've had years.
Really?
Yep, don't drink coffee. I never
Wow.
really have. It's always been one of those things like, you get those people, like the coffee people, they wake up in the morning like, don't talk to me until I've had my cup of joe. And that's always just fucking, it bores my piss. I just can't stand cunts like that. So I've always just made a frame not to, you know, coffee's not nice. No one has their first sip of coffee and thinks, I'm going to dedicate my life to this.
Yeah.
It's progressive over time.
I think coffee's one of those things. I treat it as like, I like getting to coffee. So I like I got a real strict morning routine. I'm like, wake up, like half a liter of water with salt and lemon.
Okay.
And then like pray, shit, read, and then eventually get to coffee. But like just mouth breathing all night, like, and then waking up and then further dehydrating yourself with a hot drink, like a hot drink that dehydrates. It just seems like I get it. I did it for a lot of my life, but it's also one of those things where you're like, nah. When you know that's what's going on, and then you're like, oh, I'm getting a coffee headache from my first coffee, I need another coffee. It's like you're getting a headache because you're dehydrated from the coffee you had, and you're fixing that with having more coffee.
Yeah, and there's like another dependency as well.
Yeah.
Like I started smoking when I was like 14. And I did that for ages. I don't smoke anymore. Oh, I mean, on weekends and stuff are different.
Yeah, dude, weekend doesn't count.
When you're on, you're on. But it's just another thing that I didn't want to have to rely on. Like wake up, have a smoke, have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, dude.
Start my day. Not interested.
Isn't it funny? I think like that was like, I had that with Billy's. You know, once I was at that point where I'm like, oh, the first thing, like I wake up, the first thing I think about and look forward to is smoking a Billy. You're like, this kind of isn't what I pictured doing this would be.
That's addiction, bro.
Yeah, that is addiction.
You're addicted, which is crazy. And it's one of those things you don't have to worry about when you go somewhere and they're like, oh, they've got shit coffee. Or like at work, they got the Blend 43, which is apparently it's dog shit. I can't tell the difference.
It is dog shit.
But people turn their nose up at it. And I'm like, oh, I've got my little container with my green teas in my bag and I'm set every day.
You know what that is, though? That's just like you normalize whatever is normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like if you grew up drinking Blend 43, then Moccona is no good. And if you grow up drinking Moccona, then Blend 43 is horrible.
Well, so I would traditionally smoke JPS and this blue, and I wouldn't touch Choice, even though they're basically the same. It's just that mid-tier cigarette. But Choice TaylorMade's JPS Rollies only. Other way around didn't work.
Isn't it weird how like cigarettes are such a like broad thing? They're all the same thing, but it's like very broad.
So how is a Winfield better than a Choice?
I don't know, but I'm a Winnie Gold man when it comes to tobacco. Yeah.
Gold just feels old. It's like that's on the same bar as like Horizon Purple, bro. That's nanospec, you know?
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck if Nana smokes it. That's fine. I like a Winnie Gold. Like, that's the thing. I don't like Winnie Gold tailies, only...
Spin.
Yeah. And, like, that's fun as well, you know, because I feel like you almost deserve it in a way. You, like, roll the cigarette and you're like, yeah, this is I've done my penance, now I can sin again.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you labour. You work for it. You worked for it. You didn't just...
And it's character as well. You know what I mean?
What's a skill?
This is why they would put cigarette packets in their sleeve in the 60s and that, because like that's the only bit of character you could add to the cigarettes was where you'd store them, because you're just getting them out and put it in your mouth, you know?
Yeah, that's the spot. Which
when you think about it, kind of gay.
Having it right there?
Just smoking in general.
Well, yeah, there's better habits.
Sucking back hot ones all the time.
Needing to spend 10 minutes outside every 20 minutes.
I'm not saying that being gay is bad.
I'm just saying that smoking is gay.
Kind of gay.
It's kind of gay. It's a thing of the past now. The future is vaping anyway, bro.
It's pretty wild that like I love being the voice to reason, or like probably the voice to defending, you know, this is what the outside would say, like defending racism and defending like sexism and all this, but like when did calling someone gay become more than just derogatory slang?
There was that bit on South Park, which, you know, it's like they were calling people on Harley riders fags and stuff like that.
Classic.
Like, how do you make that? How is he a homosexual? It's like he's not. He's just a fag.
Being a fag. Yeah.
You can be gay and not be a fag, and you can be a fag and not be gay.
I know a gay dude, and he's like straight up, bro. Like, I'm gay. I'm not a faggot though. And I'm like, you get it?
Yeah. There's
you.
Absolutely there's a difference. Bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. And like, this is the thing. I'm not going to come up with it on the spot, but I know there are plenty other examples of words that people use as slang, derogatory slang.
Yeah, that people get offended by.
and also that don't get offended by. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's kind of like people who are proud to be bogans and yobbos and that. It's like, you understand me calling you a Westie is me trying to hurt your feelings. You're like, yeah, I always wear thongs to church.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, look at Esho culture too. Like everyone's like, oh,
Bro.
a bunch of fucking Eshos, but they all say it like they, like, I know.
Bro, they're like, my blood type's Esho bar.
Yeah, 100%.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, look at this chain, bro. Look at this chain.
Yeah,
Snatched
yeah.
it from a motherfucker.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, it's made a derogatory term and they just claimed it.
I watched this really cool, bro. I love how like all of our information now just came from 15 to 45-second reels. You know, it's like I read an article. You watched a reel, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
But I watched this reel and they're like, you know, Russian boys in school for the first 2 hours of their school they do boxing,
Right.
and they only do like jab cross, jab cross, jab cross for the first 2 years. They don't even learn how to hook until they know jab cross crystal clear. And they're saying like Chinese boys, they're going through in school they have programs that are more based around physical fitness, and then it's like American schools, they're talking about whether they should chop their dicks off, and
Yeah, they're like,
what gender they identify as, and
yeah.
wild.
Well, like, look at what's coming out of Dagestan in the UFC right now, bro. Like, all
Bro.
of them are fucking absolute champions.
How do you get to be that hairy?
The beards, man. The beards.
It's nuts. I'm 31. I've got like 6 chest hairs.
Yeah. Man, I've never seen my dad's chin my whole life. And I thought that when I grew up, I'd get a beard. And I'm 25 now, and I'm struggling.
Dude, it hurts, eh?
It sucks.
I only got facial hair right before I met Riz, actually. So Riz was like, yeah, you've always had a beard. I'm like, you don't
Yeah, she doesn't know the struggle,
you don't
bro.
know the pain.
She only knows you when you've been up.
Hey, you don't know my story.
You know my beard, not my story.
Yeah, it's nice. When I went and got my hair cut the other day, and Caleb's like, you want me to shape it up a bit? I'm like, it's the first time anyone's ever asked me that. I'm like, yeah, bro, shape it up.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm getting that when I go, go see Caleb at Blade Cartel. He goes,
Yeah.
am I, like, so we do anything with the beard? And I'm like, just called it a beard.
What do you want to do with it? Yeah.
Puffs me up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you don't have to say that, man. You can get that bowl patch right there. So nothing grows.
We're friends, huh?
Yeah, thanks, bro. It's like, I'm definitely coming back now.
Oh, man. I do like, you know what I like about Caleb? He's like, if he was any more rough, you wouldn't go to him.
Yeah.
You know, but that's kind of what you want. Because, like, again, I don't want... Have you seen the reel of the barbers and the hairdressers being like, I'm going to touch you, is that okay?
Yeah,
Before they
I have.
start?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Like, that's the other end of the spectrum,
It's,
right?
well, you're obviously going there for a haircut. How are you supposed to do that without?
Yeah, like, you can touch me. And, like, with Caleb, it's like, he's my boy. And, like, I'm going in there. There is a certain amount. You're probably the same. I feel like we're relating in these things. Like, I'm going in there for almost like an ASMR experience. Like,
Yeah.
I actually like it so much I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I don't like how much I enjoy this, especially when it's a guy doing it. Not that I have any problem with, like, dudes doing what, you know, they fucking suck me off. You know what I mean? But that there is, like, I like that Caleb just treats me like, yeah, he's one of my boys. I'm looking after him, but I'm not, like, pampering him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not doing too much.
Yeah. I feel like he's got a real good...
The perfect balance.
The line in the sand. He knows where it is.
It's professionally unprofessional.
Mm.
Would you say?
Mm.
He does a good job.
Yeah, dude. Shout out Caleb, eh?
100%.
Blade Cartel. It's that boy.
What are you doing when you get your haircut? Are you get split ends or because you run the locks?
I've got
What's
so I
the
got
go?
one haircut in like 7 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a bit. Just this? Is it just this now?
No, it is the hair. It was the hair. It was right before GTM, and I was getting my hair cornrowed.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's
that
like,
was
"Oh,
hard."
I should probably just cut the split ends. I'm like, brother, you didn't ask me if you can touch me before you cut. But no, and then when I got it cut, I'm like, oh, this is sick. Like I can tell the difference in it, and like there's no length difference. It's like I really should go. I mean, the last time I've washed my hair, like once or twice since my mum was here, and she got here on the 10th of December.
Yeah.
Like my hair is one of those things. Like it's such a weird part of my character that's there, and everyone kind of tall dude, long hair, but like I think about it the least.
Well, it's low effort, high reward.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
It's weird. The less you care about it, the more it grows.
Well, I take pretty good care of my hair. Like traditionally, I'll wash it once a block, which is like once every 10 days. Shampoo twice, condition once. I use Red Can. I don't use like Tresemme or anything with silicone and stuff in it.
Have you got the scrubber thing?
Nah,
Dude,
no,
that's
I don't do. I just the fucking.
I know,
bands
I
right
know.
there.
But I notice like so I use that, and I'll wash it once. You get out, do the thing. Then if you wash it again, it changes the color of your hair. It's as if there's like some oil lock in there, and those little spikes get shit moving.
Just like that, like a head comb.
Yeah.
I think I actually
The
seen
spikes are like that long, but
them. Yeah.
yeah.
And they're big, thick silicone like
Yeah,
teeth almost.
yeah.
Yeah, like dog brushes.
You can
could say.
almost think of like, it's one of those things where like I don't even know the application, but you're like, oh fuck, I know that would be hell good at doing something else.
Yeah. maybe getting pet hair out of a rug.
Oh.
2
Get
for
rid of
one.
the rug or the pet or both.
Or both.
That way
Just have the fucking shampoo comb.
left for washing your hair.
Yeah, more time for that. Less
Right.
time walking the dog.
What are you doing? What do you fucking think I'm doing? Look at my hair, you stupid fuck. It's
Look
not
how
even
gorgeous
dry.
it is. What happened to Louis? Forget Louis. Look at this.
Bro, this is Louis.
Looking like an Old Spice ad.
God damn.
Mm.
Oh, they just straight up stopped selling Old Spice underarm.
Did they?
Yeah.
Like the stick.
The red
That's
one.
funny you say that because I actually went in looking for one the other day because I used to rock it back in high school and I smelled divine.
Good.
And I wanted some because I prefer the stick. Like not the roll-on per se, but like the actual, like the wax, the soap stick.
I like it going on, hate it coming off.
Mm,
You have to hit it with the face washer, eh?
I never really noticed.
Really? Do you
Well,
shave under your arms?
No, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think we've been through this before.
That's the move.
That's because it reduces smell.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And like see, this is the thing. Like I don't
And you're a
have
cyclist, so I guess it tracks.
yeah, kind of gay. But I don't know, like I haven't run enough A/B tests here, but I do know that when I shave my arms, first couple of days horrible, because it's prickly and shit, and I don't shave them with a razor, I shave them with a fucking,
Like a beard trimmer.
a clipper, yeah. The same one that you use for your balls, butt and
And
arsehole.
your face, yeah.
Not up my nose. That'd be,
Doesn't fit.
it's too far.
Yeah,
my
true.
nose is not big enough.
Yeah, so that's what it is. You need your thumb in there more
I
often.
don't
bro.
need a smaller fucking shaver. I need a bigger nose.
nostril.
But yeah, I'll like hit it with that, and then you got those first few days of just agony because it's itchy. But then you get like a grace period of probably 3 weeks where like you don't smell to the end of the day, and then when you do wash under your arms, it's itchy. Like you can feel whether your under your arms are clean or not. And like at the moment, I'm probably like about the same as washing my hair, probably like 2 months out, and just I stink all the time.
Yeah.
And then I find that when you use the shit, like you can feel that like waxy kind of oily
Because it's
stuff.
sort of like clay glue.
Yeah,
consistency. I feel that, but it just sits in the hair, so I can just like wipe it back out, and then it's
right.
ready to go.
That's probably where I'm fucking up.
Yeah, you need arm hair. Well, I ended up getting
I need to stop being so fucking gay.
Stop being so fucking gay, dude.
Yeah. I'll try. I'll try.
You
But
could put your knee down too, you know.
I might start smoking a cigarette at this rate.
Every morning. There's a crisis. I've just got a text message from the missus. She went out for breakfast this morning. She didn't bring keys with her. And she waited until we started the podcast before she tried to get into contact with me.
Crazy. Do you
Yeah.
know if we just kept on doing the podcast now, the sort of art that we're making? Bro, it's like a diamond under pressure.
Yeah, exactly right. I can't, babe. I'm making jewelry.
What do you got to do?
Well, my two options is I can either tell her to try the back door, which 50-50 it's open. If not, she'll probably have to come here and get the keys.
But you can't come here. You don't have to
Yeah,
go
absolutely. So I have to break eye contact for a second.
there. That's all right.
And I'm going to have
Can you
to
maintain the conversation while you send the message?
Absolutely. What I was trying to say with the brute stick that I had before is I ended up getting that because there was no Old Spice. And
Yeah.
I put it on, it worked great for like 3 or 4 days. And then obviously I end of the day, I have a shower, put deodorant on.
Yeah.
I'd be sweating in my sleep.
Hectic.
And it burnt me. Like it felt hot. And then the next day I checked and I had like skin, was like peeled, like burnt.
You like had a reaction to it.
Yeah, which is, that's fucking gay, bro. Being allergic to soap. What am I, Indian?
That might be the gayest thing I've heard.
You reckon?
Today, at least.
Oh, well. It's up there. It's hey, only the start of the podcast, too.
Yeah, dude, which is, I like the theme of this so far though. But yeah, like that whole concept of like, I remember you just like, you tell someone to stop being gay, and it was just like, you know why I don't defend this because I really want to call people gay.
Yeah.
I defend this because it represents a greater fucking argument. I'm sick of people just deciding that shit isn't cool anymore. You know what I mean? Like how much stuff just isn't cool anymore, and they put it in the thing of like, oh, we're progressing, we're getting better. We're talking about nonsense.
Moving backwards.
We're like, bro, what have you built lately? Stop talking about ideas. Stop talking about words. What have you built?
Yeah.
You know?
What did you build today?
What I put this fucking podcast set up together.
When we did that fucking bookcase before.
Dude, you know what I mean? Like, not even. I tell you what, I'm gonna fucking blow myself up right now.
Let's go.
I saw that bookshelf for $20, and I was like, you know what? The actual only thing between that bookshelf where it is and where I want it is a whole heap of effort. Because $20, who cares if it breaks in the journey? You got a story, you know. I'm willing to put in the effort.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people who are talking about gay not being a word you can use anymore aren't putting in the effort. They're putting in the effort in a way where they can sit down and they can put out their effort. It's like, just go fucking do something. Lift something heavy.
Yeah.
Go right into the wind. You know what I mean? Like, go do something.
Go do a 12-hour night shift and ask me if words still matter.
Thank
you. Know?
you.
Yeah, cupcake.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to get hard with the liberals, bro. You got to let them know.
You got to sharpen your teeth somehow. And the problem is people who spend their whole life sharpening teeth in conversation have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
You know, like,
it's all theory.
Bro, everything's theory.
Well, theoretically.
You know, well, If that crosses into metaphoric territory, you could be having a literal dimensional dilemma. You know, if you go from theoretical into metaphorical and have no practical, experience, then you just start going like, oh yeah, well, billionaires should have to diversify their money to everyone. We should go for socialism. Like, oh yeah, tax, theoretically everything works like that, doesn't it? But you know what happens in reality? Greed. Yeah. Humans are humans and they do human shit.
Like, look at tax brackets, man. Like on paper, tax bracket, you earn more money, you pay more tax. That's fair. It makes sense. It's better than everyone paying a set amount. People that can afford it are spending too less. People that can't afford it are spending too much. But the way that they've set the tax brackets up is that you are like just over the margin and you lose a massive percentage of your income. Like as soon as you start earning more than $100,000 a year, you're paying a third of your tax every week. And that's an interesting thing working where I work because we take on like no experience. We've had people come from Chicken Treat, you know, KFC, JB Hi-Fi, like nothing. Like people that had nothing jobs come up the hill, started working real hours, making real money, and then they're like, oh man, I can't believe how much I just fucking got taxed. I'm like, first time. Yeah. You know, like it's such a culture shock to them, but they're still making considerably more money than they were before. Yeah. But it's still like it's not fair, bro. It's not fair that you work an 80-hour week and then you get taxed $1,500.
Okay.
Right.
Two perspectives there, though.
Okay.
We'll go with the easy one, right? So I think you have to make a distinction of what sort of life you're going to live. You're either going to conform or you're going to figure out a way around that.
Well, this is great hearing it from you because you have done both.
Yeah, exactly.
You've done it all.
And I feel like, dude, I'm not successful. I've got nothing going on. I've got this little clothing brand that's turning into like a uniform decoration. I have no money to my name. I've got a podcast set up in a house, right?
Yeah.
But what I've experienced so far is if you're going to do the conformity thing, get a job, buy a house, get married, get pregnant, get divorced, do the thing, right? If you're going to follow that and getting divorced, I don't say that as a joke. That's like just the new normal now. You know?
Rite of passage.
It's almost as important as the wedding. Yeah. You know? And like, I'm not saying that's part of my story. I'm actively doing things now to make sure that it's not, you know, having traditions and ceremonies and routines and meaningful things and memories that you can fall back on and trying to spend more time. I'm not going to get into it. But if you're going to conform in that way, you don't get a right to look at how much you earned before tax.
Yeah.
You're earning how much you get in your bank account. Don't worry about it, because if you're going to start worrying about that, then I need you to be able to do your own tax.
That's fair.
I need you to understand what the system really is. If you're going to have a problem with the system, I need you to fucking understand it. But if you're going to conform and get a job and fill your mind full of bullshit like love on First Island or Sight or whatever it is and talk about the footy and do these things and work 100 hours a week and pay too much for your coffee and all this, then fuck you. Your amount that you get is what you get. Don't worry about the tax. It's unimportant for you.
That's a big, when people tell me how much they make, the follow-up question is always in hand. And it's never... Because everyone wants to brag about how much money they make for what they do, right? Yeah. Everyone wants to like give off the persona that you make, that you're better off than you are. Right. It's just natural. So whenever someone's like, oh yeah, I made this much this week, and I was like, is that in hand? And they'll be like, no. Well, why lying? Because that's not what you got paid.
And then also you want to follow that up with like, okay, what are you doing to offset your tax?
And then like, how much are you paying in rent? Because I know you don't own a house, brother.
Yeah.
How much is that car?
I was talking to a dude yesterday. He's like, I was going to say who it was. You know who it was. I don't want to say on the podcast, but
we're not outing people here.
Oh, not yet. You wait till I get real gay with it. I'm going to start.
This
motherfucker. But he was saying he was talking to a bloke who spent $170,000 on a wedding.
That's crazy,
bro.
But that's not that outlandish. So that's a reasonable number. I had a mate who got married for 20 grand, and I was like, oh, that's dear. And he goes, that's cheap, bro. That was a 6-month marriage, so he right cool. Another mate of mine just recently got married and he would have spent money, like up to 100 grand-ish. And it was a nice night. It's just one night.
You got to ask yourself at some point as well, like, why?
It's not for us. It's a fantasy. It's for the women. It's what they want to do. It's like, you know, you are the credit card.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I really want to loop back to the point I was making with conforming that, because that's otherwise it's just we leave that envelope open. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, we've got to close that up.
But I think just on that note, one thing that I realised in the process of deciding that I want to ask Riz to marry me is that it's about the ceremony.
You want it?
No, it's not that I want it. It's a good chance for everyone to just get together and be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, see, my parents have been divorced for like 12 years or something, 13 years. It's like this is the first time that I'm like, just be in the fucking same room, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, I can understand that.
It's like the ceremony where it's like, I just get to say, just for a couple of hours, just everyone shut up, this is about us.
Yeah.
We're in love. We want everyone to have a good time. You know, but it's about us.
And then you get to hear congratulations 100 times, handshaking 100 times, and then you get shit-faced maggot on espresso martinis, throw up on yourself, ruin your suit, and get kicked out of the venue. Perfect.
Ruin the suit before you get married.
Shit your pants on the way.
Oh.
That's thinking. Brown tuxes only, baby.
Let's go. Brown and blue, Jake. I'm like, I know it's weird, right?
Hey, it's mandatory.
It's beige.
Talking about conforming as well, though, if I can come in.
So the unconforming aspect of it is, and this is the thing, I'm starting to talk to, I actively seek out mentors who have done what I'm doing already, and they're a few steps ahead or a lot of steps ahead, and you kind of go I'm facing this situation, I'm doing this, I'm handling this, how would you go about it? And they give you these things. And the more you learn is people who are in the unconforming business owning, and obviously this is the thing, if you're not going to conform, you have to have some sort of income outside of having inheritance. You have to own a business. You have to have some sort of wealth generation machine, which is a business.
Yeah.
So I go, how do these people operate? How do they view things? You know what I mean? Because one big thing about making money is continuously spending it, right?
Yeah.
You get to a point where you make so much money where it's the only way that I can actually call this my money is to offset it, to spend it on myself, to spend it on my business, to change my priorities, to do all these things. Now, those are the people who understand the tax system. Those are the people who are asking the right questions, and still they don't do their own tax. They literally hire professionals so they can go in there and say, how do I not pay more? I got a $500,000 tax bill. How do I not pay that? And they're like, go spend $500,000 on a machine.
Go buy a G-Wagon.
Yeah, go have fun. You know, whatever that is. I'm not telling you what that is, but go spend money on your business. Mm-hmm. Now that person has every right to go how much fucking tax did I just pay?
Yeah,
because they're paying attention. They are, and this is the thing. You go, okay, cool. I want to be someone who pays attention. Well, let's look at the other side of that. You've got to be the motherfucker who makes so much money that you've got a $500,000 tax bill.
Yeah, that's the dream, really, isn't
right.
it? You want to make the bank.
Yeah.
But you don't do that working for someone else.
You don't do that working for someone else.
No.
Because realistically, if you're working for someone else, you're working for the dude who's not conforming.
Yeah. Well, because when did you give up shift life and then jump in the coffee van and start doing that? About how old were you?
I was 21.
Yeah. Oh, early. You got in there early.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at a point now, like I said, I'm 25, and now every week when I'm at work, I enjoy it more times than not. But then also I have so much time off where I'm thinking I need to be using this time to make more money. I want passive income. I want to do something else, But it's trying to find what that is. So it needs to be a sellable skill or something that I'm good at doing, that I'm passionate about, and that can make me money.
Yeah. So something that I'm facing at the moment is I'm trying to build a business that is of systems, right? Mm. And what that means is if I died and you came along, you could literally read the systems and you go, oh, this is what the business does.
Yeah.
Right? So it means that I can sell the business.
It's the formula to making gold, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
And each business, the reality of a business is you have to continuously go through experiences and things happening to realize what those formulas are. Mm. I still don't know what black ink really does. I do a lot of things that make money, but I have no one thing that kind of solidifies exactly what we do. And we're kind of working towards that with uniform, with outfit, with the uniform stuff. Obviously building the mobile showroom, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to shamelessly plug it, but that's kind of what we're working on because we've done so much stuff. We realize that is kind of what works. So now I start to build systems around that. The point that I'm making is when you go, okay, we're going to build a system that's airtight. Mm-hmm. All right. What do you do?
Where do you start?
Right. And I guess, how do you process? Well, the first step is we tell the person what's going on and then they tell us they want something and you start to realize you have no fucking idea and you just have to do something. So I've gone from writing orders down on a blank piece of paper to making a project thing, like a project page that I then fill in. Mm-hmm. To then I put the digital images onto it and print it out and then fill the rest in by hand. And now I do the whole thing. And now I've made a form on Acrobat where I just fill it out, drag and drop.
Just this one over here,
That's what you can see. There's actually a few iterations of it there. You can see it has progressed very recently.
It's perfect, really. Look at it.
It's not perfect, it's in progress.
Well, it's better than it was.
Right. So now, if you come along and Riz is like, yep, sweet. So what we do, we just look there. The bays line up with the bays over here. So you go, oh, that's that project. That's those things. I don't see any transfers. We can't do that. Bay 6. Oh,
yeah, I see now.
Right? Yep. So the bays line up.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to a point where there's storage in the shed and the storage will line up with the bays in here as well. So that means you can go, oh, okay, we've got the clothes, we've got the transfers. I know how it looks. I know the positioning. I know how many there's meant to be. I can check them all. I can do them all. That's ready to go. That's a system. The thing about that is it's easy to sit here 2.5 years in and go that's our system.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago, I was flicking marbles in the sand. I had no fucking idea. And I think the thing that I'm learning here, the formula behind this thing that I'm learning is do anything. So if you're at Salvo's and you see a bookshelf for $20 and you're like, I got a ute, I got a couple of cloths, and I got this and I got that, some touch-up paint might be like $10-12, and you see potential in it and you buy it, you clean it up and you take photos, you put it on Marketplace for $100, $150 with delivery.
Yeah.
That's a start.
Yeah, that's an income.
And everyone goes like, oh, I don't want to be the guy who buys and sells second. Well, just fucking do something.
Well, it's like we were saying yesterday with the whippersnippers at Roadside, the bin diggers, man. They shit me to tears, but it's good income. And it's everyone knows that they're grabbing that shit and they're selling it. But you could sell it. I could sell it. Well, and I don't.
I think the thing is, like, people think that the transaction is the thing that they're doing. It's not. When you pick up a whippersnipper and then you fix it and then you advertise it, and then someone buys it, and then you get the money, right? There's a bunch of stuff going on there. You've got the first bit, which is like the task of it. Then you've got the marketing of it. Then you have the transaction of it, and then you have the follow-up, whether there's any follow-up.
Yeah.
Those are what you're actually doing. Now, if you might pick up, like I've sold 2 vehicles in the past 6 weeks on Marketplace.
Good job doing that too, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
And for the first time in my life, I tried a different way of marketing these vehicles. Shit photos and bad descriptions. Both of them sold within half an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know how much time I spend washing a car, getting the angles, doing all the shit, writing down all the information for them to then send a message asking a question that's answered in the description?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the middle of trying to sell my Patrol right now too, and that's been up for, I put it up maybe like a week after Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
In the peak of summer with a bunky old Patrol that doesn't have any aircon, and I'm wondering why I'm not getting any hits on it.
Yeah.
And I know exactly why. Like, I'm asking too much money and it doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's perfect for someone. It's niche. So I'm just waiting for them to come rolling around.
Yeah.
But it's more like if someone wants to come over, have a chat, you know, like we can talk to it, like backwards and forwards, have a genuine conversation, then I'll pivot price. I'm not going to like someone's like, oh, you want to swap for my ute? Or like, you know, I don't want to swap. I got enough cars.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking, and I think that's what you get paid for. People that pick shit up off Marketplace, off the side of the road and sell it on Marketplace, they're getting paid for dealing with cunts on Marketplace because that's the real issue.
There we go.
That's what it is. You're right. It's the interaction of the upselling. That's what the problem is. So
break that down. You don't want to be picking shit up off the side of the road anymore.
Right.
Your actual skill is the negotiation.
It's the gift of the gab, baby. That's
it's the weed picking.
Yeah.
You know, like, is this still available? Fuck off. Is this still available? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey, man, would you take 4.5?
You know, it was like, I would. Would you like to come over and have a look at it?
Man, I've tried 6 different ways on answering that question in 6 different environments, and I now know the way that works.
The one that I found works the best when someone messages you the standard, like, is this still available? Because you see it in a lot of ads, especially with cars, like messages, is this still available, will not be answered. And people that troll Marketplace, listen in. Whenever someone asks that question, the best way to respond to that is by answering the question and then following up with another question. You say, yes, are you interested? Not just, yeah, or the ad's up.
Yeah.
And it's hard when something's been up for so long and you've had 100 people ask and you get an attitude about you. You get like, people are like, is this still available? You're like, fucking obviously it's still available, dickhead. The fucking ad's up, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't be that guy because it's your 100th customer, but it's their first time coming to you for the sale. And that's, oh man, it's a long-winded process and it's painful, but...
It's almost like I know that if someone messages me at 10 o'clock at night about something that's on Marketplace and I'm awake, I respond because they're likely to buy that off a whim at night, especially.
Yeah,
like
sleepy.
There's little things that people do that you just like, especially if it's like a $50 thing, you're like, yeah, but I've got cunts messaging me, so either send me the money now, and it can be Ozco, it doesn't have to be Pay ID, you know? Just like...
You need to be flexible for them.
Yeah,
you need to make it easy. That's the biggest thing on what's going to sell is you need to be flexible.
I think... As a buyer on Marketplace, there's a very easy way to translate, I'm not fucking you around.
Yeah, you get a bit of a gifted, like you get some slang about you, like you know how to be. Because obviously night shift is when I do most of my doom scrolling, bro. And that's when I see like the best things for sale. And so if I do send a message early hours, late at night sort of thing, I always like, hey, I'm a shift worker, just so they know that I'm not a crackhead and I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm a shift worker, like this guy's got money. I want to talk to this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm on 200K before tax.
Yep. Like, is that before or after? You're like, fuck. Don't worry about it, baby.
How'd you know? It's a $1,200 car. What does it matter?
Yeah, that's before tax, bro. I can only give you $1,500.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's the thing. That whole I mean, I get people talk to me all the time about, I've got this good idea, I want to start a bit, like I'm the fucking guru, like I have any idea what I'm doing.
You're just 2.5 years in front of everyone else.
Yeah, that's all it is. And it's like, I think the first thing is like ego death.
Yeah.
You suck at this, you're not the best, you're not going to be the best, you're not an industry fucking pioneer, you're just someone trying to make some money for yourself. As soon as you get to that point, you're like, right, I'm now at zero.
So it's all about humbling, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole process is just continuously being humbled. It's like failing so many times you don't get embarrassed about failing.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's when you start to win.
Bro, that's when you really win.
That was killer.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about, we're putting together this project for Bumpers and Beats. Saying to you yesterday, like, I expect it not to do well. I'm fully planning for it to be so fucking busy that we won't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
You know? And that's only because if you go in there with any more than expecting it to fail,
you'd be disappointed.
You're going to be heartbroken in some way.
Well, you could be 50-50, right? Other will you won't.
No, I think you ever like look forward to something so much that when you do it, it's not that good, like a festival or...
Oh, man, probably like...
Dude, fucking that chicken, that swag.
Brand new swag.
Brand new swag.
This is a fucking brand new swag. I was pretty looking forward to that, let's be honest.
Smell the swag.
This brand new polyester, motherfucker.
Fucking poly.
Yeah, you think
I
cum comes out of that?
At home, you fuckhead.
Yeah, look at me, the millionaire who can fucking hose out his swag. You know what, to this day, hasn't been cleaned. Like, it hasn't, bro.
I tell you what's not in there either.
Get the black light. I'm not ashamed.
Oh, man. Yeah. Look, this thing's pristine. Again, smell.
Yeah, check it out on Marketplace, $80.
Yeah. That's the one thing, because I got that swag from... Dude, yesterday I spent $115. You know what I got for $115?
What'd you get?
I got that swag, this chair, and that bookshelf.
That's not bad, bro.
That's insane. Just in case you don't fucking follow me on Instagram for whatever reason, this chair was originally down from $379 down to $225, but I picked it up. A bargain. A crispy pineapple, $50.
That's hard.
That's insane.
That's a fucking sweet deal, bro.
Right, it's literally not high enough for the application that I bought it for, and I'm gonna fucking deal with it.
Is it comfy, bro?
It's sick.
It's all about lumbar support.
I was looking at, like, my view looks like I look horrible on camera with this chair because it's literally too low. I'm like too relaxed about it.
Let me see.
Look at this fucking playboy.
You got like the dome about you, bro.
I know. I look like I got infinite storage up here.
Just keeping your thoughts to yourself.
This is solid, like few terabyte in there, eh?
You could get the Supreme on there pretty easily.
Man, can you imagine?
I'm thinking about
That's magnet built in, eh? Heavy ting boy.
Heavy.
Bomber clat. What was the topic?
We're talking about Marketplace.
Conformity.
In my spare time, I'm trying to find a way to make more money.
Yeah, that's the shit.
And I'm interested. That's why I like doing these. Is like third podcast. Things are going pretty well, I feel. Obviously, always happy to help you out. But I think this is sort of the road that I want to go because I feel like I'm a better entertainer than I am anything else. So, I mean, if I had $1 for every time someone said you should do stand-up comedy, bro, and it's getting to a point now where I have enough. Like I don't feel enough shame anymore. Like I could probably start to do it, but then it's like I need to find local comedy clubs. I need to get a set piece. I need to rehearse.
I don't think you do.
What?
I don't think you need to. I think like they have comedy. They have stand up. They have open mics at Froth.
Oh yeah.
I can just go down there with no plan. Just do it.
Just
get the first one out of the way. Like fucking yuck.
Yeah, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna bomb.
I recorded my first podcast and posted it.
Like that.
It's 45 minutes of me talking to the camera by myself.
Yeah, that's not bad, bro.
Bro, you want to crawl inside your skin? Watch that podcast.
Nah.
Oh.
That's an interesting thing about. I've gone back and watched our second podcast once. I think just in the cars, wanted to hear the audio, wanted to get the views up. About talking to Ezra about his music. I'm like, so when you finish a track, because I bump that shit to this day, all the time. It comes on, I turn it up, and I repeat it again.
I'm glad you brought this up. I want to talk about something.
And I've asked him, I was like, so you peeling off these tracks, man? How often you listen to them? And he goes, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. And that makes you think, and so I would probably be doing all this sort of stuff. And what about you with your reels? Like, do you go back and watch your old shit or like your old podcast? You do?
Yeah.
I guess. Why?
Because so there's a certain amount that I go back, but I don't go any further back.
Okay.
So I made a reel the other day for little Spencer.
Yep.
And technically speaking, for someone who's never been educated on how to do this, that's a fucking romantic piece of art.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's no beat matching. There's no beat matching. There's no like consistency to the length of the clips. Like everything is off feel, and it tells a story that loops on itself. That gives more the more you watch it. Like technically speaking, the reel is so fucking like I watch it. I'm like I can't believe I made it.
You hit gold.
I didn't hit gold. I'm just getting better.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So I go back and like, I'll watch old shit. And the reason that I watch old shit is because I remember where I was thinking why I did particular things and why that would work. And I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is sloppy or this is too on the nose. Like the thing about Instagram Reels is sometimes they look better the less effort you give them.
Yeah.
There is this new medium where it's like the more homemade it feels.
Like mediocrity is the new AAA.
It's like it shows genuine, organic, something, one of those words. Authenticity. It's
there you go.
Yeah, it's like it's relatable how kind of B-roll it is.
Yeah, so he made it at home, not at a studio.
Right.
And that's what makes me appeal to it more.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I feel like you get to a certain point where you have to accept that you're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And like as someone who, you know, identifies like a tattooed person, or I ride Harleys, or there's a lot of things subconsciously that are going on that I'm like, oh, I'm this guy, I'm that guy. They're all kind of straws I was holding on to until I figured out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out what it is. I'm a weird cunt. I'm an artist. I'm someone who creates things, and I enjoy, and I talk with my hands, and I make podcasts, and I actually follow through with things. You know, I give the effort. I'm that guy.
You pray in the morning, bro.
Bro, I fucking pray.
Yeah, you're kind of gay.
What the fuck? It's so gay.
Shave your fucking armpits,
Talk
bro.
to your
It's
God,
suspect.
you know what I mean? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Why haven't you considered like the hair removal cream? Hate to go back a little bit. But
For what hair?
well, you see, they have the hair removal cream for genitals, like the sensitive stuff, and
You
they
saw
didn't
the Chinese
call it.
dude, the fucking Indonesian dude, whatever it is, the guy on YouTube.
No.
Like, really?
No.
Oh my God.
What am I missing?
Oh, okay. Keep going. Talk.
Well, the biggest issue that I have with the genital hair for Nair is that it's just called Nair, like super sensitive or whatever. They should have just called it down Nair, because it's like right there, and they just it's a massive misprint on their behalf, you know. Same as like Volkswagen not like capitalizing on having swag in the name. It could just be like down Nair removal cream, you know. You're like, oh, what's that for? It's for your fucking dick and balls. Yeah.
Someone's thought a lot about this.
Next week, bro, you'll see an ad about it.
Yeah.
They watch the podcast.
If I just go Nair hair removal video, it's got to be the first. Yeah, okay, cool. So Kevin Leonardo. Haven't heard of this dude?
No.
So this is him.
Okay.
I mean, this video is called Leukemia Makes Me Flaccid. This reel is called Just Stroke Myself, Playing a Mirror. Right. So where is the... So this dude basically blew up because he did an educational video that got brought up on One Man, One Jar, classic. 41 million views 14 years ago. So he did a video where he's basically like in front of the camera, like gets his ass and like spreads it to show you his asshole with like hair and that. And then he like does the net hair removal, and then he does it again with no hair and like winks his asshole at the camera and like just full balls and dick. But YouTube lets him keep it up because it's like in the guise of being educational.
Right.
Now, if you're 14 or 15 and you wouldn't have a hairy ass, I don't want to talk about ages. If you're a young bloke and you're doing something like that and you want to learn, it's a great video because you watch it and you're like, okay, cool.
So this is proper application.
Yeah, like, you know, don't push the net up your ass. Like that's something like now as an adult, you're like, of course not. But as a kid, you'd be like, do I do inside my butthole? Or
Yeah, give me the toothbrush out.
yeah, you know.
Right in there, boy.
Do I sniff it? Anyway. So it is good in that way, but then he'll say like particular describing words are just like, you're like, oh no, you can't call it that if this is educational.
What do they call it?
I'm trying to, I want to say like,
so just cram it right there in your doit.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like instead of calling it like penis, you'll be like hard cock. You're like, I don't know. I think
it's just like he's just missing the professionalism about it.
I don't think human biology ever spoke about cocks, you know?
I don't think so either, no.
But if Mr. Stevens did bring it up, I still wouldn't be surprised. Good dude, just weird as fuck. Anyway, got off topic.
I'm glad you showed me it.
Just let me see if I can. I know it's a video because it's got the. Here we go. Not the latest. We want the heavy hitters.
Yeah, the one with all the views.
Hair removal. Nah, we're wasting time. Dead air. This sucks. But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Arsehole and Balls on YouTube. Check him out, Kevin Leonardo. And he's such a like twink as well.
Yeah, I heard him.
Dude, that
guy, I bet he shaves his armpits and smokes cigarettes in the morning.
He's gay.
Yeah. We don't beat around the bush here.
But yeah, what fuck, how did we get to
Oh, I just jumped in with it real quick because we're talking about you shaving your armpits because you're a weirdo. You're out of pocket. You're different.
I'm weird. I accept that, you know. But what was the reason? Why was I bragging about being weird, artistic?
You look at your old reels. Perfect
when
reel.
you I feel like now I'm over that hump where I'm like, I'm an artist. As bad as it is, hate the sound of my voice. I don't like how I move when I talk.
Yeah.
I don't like the little things that I fill in gaps with instead of saying I'm an art. All things that subconsciously happen, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, right?
You know?
And I know that that's the case. And that's why I'm really glad that you have the, like, Tom Segura, like his podcast in the background. You're wearing the Segura shirt. Obviously, you're a big fan.
How good, this is my I'm Coming Everywhere shirt.
Oh, I fucking love Tommy, bro.
How good is that?
I fucking love him. I think
It's
he's
amazing.
Great. Yeah, it's wicked. And it's literally like what we're doing right now. Just two dudes talking shit, and it's funny and people love it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's perfect.
It's good.
Yeah, that's Griff. Every Sunday he was coming past, like throughout the winter, and I support local business, bro. So I was out there buying the soft serves. Summer hits, bro. 43-degree days. He's nowhere to be seen.
You know what's interesting? There is just, it's so... Do you listen to Chris D'Elia?
I've seen a few of his pieces, but I don't watch it traditionally.
So bitch to stand at an ice cream truck.
Oh, yeah. But when it comes to your driveway, perfectly valid. You know what I mean? But man, Greensleeve, like that tune, I'll hear that 8 blocks away. I'm like a fucking wolfhound with that shit. Like they perk up. And so we'll be like, what's that? And I'm like, it's Griff. And she goes, where is he? And I'm like, other side of the race course.
Yeah. Where is he? Eulalia, maybe?
Yeah, he's nowhere near us, and he never comes. And I'm fucking heartbroken.
Wait, that was hectic. I actually mentioned a street near you. That's insane. Eulalia.
Don't DDoS me, bro.
Oh,
it's close. It's fucking close. Stop. Black Ink Day number 2, bro.
That was nuts. That was so heavy.
Stop.
Yeah. I can't believe how many times that's like, you know how some jokes are just like, yeah, it's funny and like you bring it up later. That is continuously living on.
It'll never not.
It's so good.
It was good. Because, well, like, the first time we had to stop, not so great. The second time was just to pick me up off the side of the road.
Hilarious,
yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah, man. That was funny because, like, I kind of, in that state, because, like, by the time we got to the point where we're all hanging out of the van, going down that dirt road, going down to the beach, it was like, I was fucked up. You know? And in my mind, I had already seen you fall out of the van. I was like, oh, well, this...
Everyone saw. Didn't need to say anything.
Yeah, no. And like, it's not that you were going to hurt yourself. It's just like, no, he's going to fall out. It'll be part of the story.
I had the Galliano.
You fucking... Obviously, you're not going to beat the most hectic story of the day.
No.
You could have fallen out, broken your wrist, and be like, Gage needs to go to the hospital tomorrow. You know?
Yeah.
But just when it actually happened, I just remember like I just stopped recording as well. I look back and I just look out the window and just on the ground. You're like, you didn't even stop moving. You know,
because we were fucking hooking, bro. There was a whopping 15 k's on the corrugated road. I was like, you're going too fucking fast, man. But yeah, the Galliano in my hand, like literally hit the ground, rolled, and then. But the best part is we got Toby with it at the end of the night when he's like, I better finish off the bottle, and there was just that massive big clump of sand at the bottom.
Shit.
Yeah, missed everyone but him, the poor bastard. But. Tuck and roll, baby.
Oh my god, that's yeah. What happens at team building kind of stays at team building
to an extent.
Yeah. I must admit there was like because it's very easy to Louis, that's right. Come on. It's very easy to. There was a lot of really good moments. I remember the sun was like going down. I was taking a piss into the ocean off this little like ledge because we were in that rock area.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a beach. It was more like a rock area.
It's a shit place to swim, but we did it anyway.
Yeah. Got in a swim. I was like pissing into the water and I was like looking over and it's like, you know, one group of boys just like having a yarn, 3 of them just like standing there and then like the other boys like in the drink having a fucking splash around. I'm like,
catch crabs.
This is fucking, oh yeah, trying to catch crabs.
Yeah.
It was like, this is so nice.
Yeah.
Just so nice.
It was like the peak of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, really, it was good.
Which is how it's meant to be.
Yeah. You did well.
Man, it's so hard to top that next year. I think it's going to be this year, sorry, not next year.
Potentially cross-country / international.
I would say it'll be cross-country. I would almost say it will be domestic. It'll be a domestic flight, but I don't think it'll be hectic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, considering we can fly out of Bustleton, you're like...
We're going to Canberra.
We're going to Adelaide.
Yeah, we're going to go storm the gates, the Parliament House.
Pretty sure weed's legal in Canada. Like Canada, Canberra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, weed has been recreationally legal there for a while now.
Because I remember they were saying like there was farms and stuff starting to sprout up, like legal cannabis farms.
There's farms everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got to go somewhere.
The medicinal cannabis industry is...
But it just doesn't make sense to grow it here and import it somewhere else because you can grow that shit anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's obviously being distributed here.
Yeah, well, I know that. I think there's a couple farms like Southwest.
Oh,
but you got to think like they're growing. Like you got to think those grow houses are. I mean, I don't even know the numbers. Say if those grow houses were growing 100 plants at once, which why would you stop at 100? Well, let's say 100.
Yeah.
That means that a pound a plant.
Yep.
100 pounds every, say, 4 months, being conservative.
Yeah.
You know, so you're getting 100 pounds 3 times a year, 300 pounds. That's still not that much weed.
It's almost a pound a day.
Yeah, but you got to think like there'd be more than a pound a day being smoked.
Well, true.
You know?
Yeah, and well, I guess it just depends on how many people are
smoking.
Yeah, getting it. True.
But then you go, okay, well, say Bunbury and the Greater surrounds like 100,000 people. Out of those 100,000 people, what's the honest fraction of that is people that smoke marijuana on a regular basis? And then out of those, how much are they smoking?
You'd be looking at it'd be like 5%.
You reckon?
Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to put a number on something like that because it's like there's people that you wouldn't expect to do it that do it.
Yeah.
You know?
You probably wouldn't believe me, but I actually smoke medicinal marijuana.
Do you?
Yep.
All right, this is over. I'm getting out of here, bro.
I'm on that gay shit, bro.
I'm on that gay shit, bro. I got pulled up on Australia Day driving home from work. They just had like the RBT Boost bus over near my place on that little bend where you can't get away.
Oh, yeah.
Usually you can like hook past the cemetery, which I usually do because I'm like, I can't be fucked. Like, I don't want to have the conversation. So I'm just going to go around. But they had a stinger on the corner, like obviously trying to catch people that try and dip. So I'm like, it's a lose-lose here. I'm going to get pulled up regardless. Pull up, do the breatho. And he goes, yeah, mate, we're just going to do a vehicle and license inspection. I'll just get you to pull up over there next to 4 other Commodores. It's discrimination in a sense.
Profiling, yeah.
Absolutely, it's profiling. But whatever.
Yeah, you just have a shit tasting cars. No need to fucking...
It's a work car, brother.
Throw the law at him.
It's like, come on, man. And he comes up to me. He's like, anything to drink? Oh, no, obviously I blew zeros because I just fucking come from work. Yeah. He goes, yeah, is this your car? I'm like, yeah, brother, I'm driving it. He goes, all right, cool, just check my license, all good. And then he goes, yeah, just do a drug test. And he gets it out of the pack. I don't know if you've done one of these before. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm wearing a blue collar right now. Like, obviously I do fucking drug tests. And he's like, tell me how to do it, like a lollipop, swish around your mouth, blah, blah, blah. Had any drugs the last, like today or anything? I was like, I just come from work, mate. And he goes, yeah, had to ask the question. Whatever. We ended up having a bit of a chat anyway because I'm stuck there for like 3 minutes while it tells him that I haven't done any drugs. Like, just take my word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he told me that the biggest, like, not too many drink drivers anymore. It's mainly, obviously, the people under the influence, which is mainly cannabis and ice.
Really?
Yeah. And I can understand that because no one, like, you have 6 beers and you're like, I better not drive because I'll get done for drink driving and I'll lose my license. Yeah. But you don't have a couple of bongs and think, like, like, there's no repercussions for driving stone. You didn't think that there was anyway. And they pull out that little stick and you're like, fuck. Because I still don't even know like, do you get fined? Do you lose demerits? Do you...
So I think it's one of those super grey areas, right? So some people hold on to marijuana because I think it's like the parts per million of THC. It can be under 50 parts per million or something. There's some number where it's like if it's under this, that means that you've smoked it, but you're not under the influence of it.
Right.
But then some people can like smoke a bong and then get tested and they'll be under. And then some people can smoke 2 days ago and still be over.
So it's hard to regulate.
Also, if you rock up and you're like, yeah, I smoked this morning. It's now 3 o'clock. Here's my prescription. Here's my medicinal marijuana.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, there's nothing they can do with the prescription.
Brother, what are we doing?
Yeah. Can I go?
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those. And look, I might be wrong. I also know that, not that I partake in driving under the influence of anything, but there are definitely ways around those tests as well that are very simple.
Well, they reckon pickled onions or like a sip of fucking dare-ass coffee and...
I don't know about those.
Oh, there's other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, there's wives' tales.
Yeah.
You could say just...
I didn't even want to say it on camera, though, because it's
you don't want to give away the secrets.
Yeah, it's for the fucking culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to learn. Yeah.
Because as soon as, like, I'm sure that they know.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, you think that they're the last ones to know. And that's what, like, bro, the police force now compared to the police force 10 years ago.
They know everything.
Yeah, 100%.
They're watching this live right now.
When they used to go through your phone and stuff, you'd be like, that's easy, bro. Like, go ahead, figure it out. But now it's like they're, like, checking your Snapchat rolls, like they know what to look for. Yeah. So it's like hard because they're new generation.
It's fucking crazy, eh? It's fucking crazy. They go straight to your Telegram. You're like, bro, what?
So how did you know I had that shit, bro? They go to the calculator, the other calculator app. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Stop.
No, I think I don't fuck with Telegram and all that. I don't like it.
No.
It's such a red flag.
Well, yeah, because like, what else are you getting on Telegram? Like, what are you doing there?
I didn't really like fucking WhatsApp.
I don't really like any of it.
Mm.
To be fair, I don't want to give like the whole. Like, it just doesn't feel real. You know what I mean? Like I can just send some money. I can send a couple of imaginary dollars away in Bitcoin, and then in 3 weeks' time, I'll go to a place with the post office box and get drugs.
Yeah,
or anything.
It's kind of weird to think like. Yeah, I don't know.
But
I just use homing pigeons with my.
That's what I'm saying. Smoke signals and carrier pigeons is the way of old.
Can you believe that fucking homing pigeons work?
I don't get it. I know that it works, but I don't get it. Could you imagine seeing like a fucking Sego with a key strapped to it, bro? You'd be like,
that'd be hilarious.
Throw out some chips. Like, come down here.
This dude knows something.
Yeah. No, it's wild.
It's like wild. One of those things. I was listening to how they train them. No, that might have been a lie.
I'm too scared to let my dog off the leash while I'm walking him.
That's what I mean.
Just throw a bird into the fucking air and expect it to come back.
Bro, they take the birds in a box in a car somewhere else, and then let them go, and the birds are all good.
Imagine doing that to your kid.
Bro, imagine doing it to like your missus.
Yeah, well,
drop her off at the arse end of Centre Point. I wouldn't see her for 4 days. What happened? She's like, I don't know.
Stop the Wendy's.
Yeah, I got caught in fucking Cotton On, and then
City Beach had a sale.
Bad. But yeah, it's fucking. I don't know. I feel like homing pigeons is something I'll progress into though.
Could you imagine, like on the bigger bigger picture, you need more volume, and you have in more time. So you just go to where turtles are born, and you just send them out, and then people find the turtles, load them up, and then they send shit back to you like that. Carrier turtles, bro.
Carrier turtles. Courier turtles.
Imagine the shit you could strap to a fucking turtle.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah.
Hollow him out.
Yeah, just get rid of
fill that bitch full of spaghetti.
The inside bit. Yeah, my raviolis here, baby.
Talk about aged wine. This spaghetti's fucking ready. But yeah, no, I think going back to it, listening to yourself is an essential part of growth.
You hear that, Ezra?
I tell you what, I've given Ezra, Hesh, and Kai all the same advice. Freestyle for 30 seconds every morning in front of the camera and post it as a story.
Oh, wow.
Because you know what happens after a year?
What?
You're an animal.
Yeah, that's true.
And everybody knows you as that guy. And there'll be people who start following you just to see you. Even if they think you're cringe, they'll hate watch you.
There was this guy that used to post, he used to go live on Facebook all the time. I think his name was The Analyst.
Yeah.
He's just some dude in America, but I used to see his posts because he would pay for promotions. And this was back when I used to run I used to moderate a couple of like shit posting meme pages and stuff with my friend Jai. And he would, so he's paying for promotions. Like, obviously we're like trying to make it ourselves, so we weren't paying for promotions. So if you did that, like, fuck you, bro. So we used to jump on there and like we used to take the piss out of him heaps.
Naturally.
And he'd jump on stream, and then I'd be like, oh, bro, like my bro Jai Cable, and I tag him like, he loves your music, man. Can you give him a shout out on stream? And he'd be like, I just want to say thank you so much to Jai Cable for supporting me.
Yes,
like, yeah, you said it, bro.
Fucking pwn day. God damn.
But he was doing exactly that, just jumping on stream and freestyling every day.
Bro, it's the fucking move.
This
is the thing, like, I don't know. You're seeing like my Monday motivation, right?
Every week.
I didn't set out to be the Monday motivation guy. You know what I mean? Like, I kept on flinging shit at the wall. Just keep flinging. If you already know what you're setting out to do, Ezra knows he's trying to be a rapper. Kai knows, Hesh knows. It's like, dude, rap.
Yeah.
Like, your art, your craft is that. Do that. Don't like, oh, I just save it for the booth, or like, I've got to be in a romantic setting sitting on the bus like Eminem writing down bars.
Yeah.
Do it every morning. Do it when you don't want to do it. Do it when you do want to do it. Do it in the cold. Do it in the hot. Do everything. So then you get to a point where you've got this dichotomy of what works and what doesn't. And also, you've been flexing the muscle every day.
Yeah.
You know exactly how that muscle works because you do it over and over and over and over. And that's the thing. Some days you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like spitting to that beat. I'm going to do something slow. I'm going to do something here. And then you learn something about yourself.
Yeah, it turns out you're really good over fucking like a nice instrumental. And
what happens, you post that, the people who are following you all the time be like, bro, I fuck with your normal shit. This
is fire.
Is sick.
Yeah.
And then you learn about your audience.
Yeah.
You know, it's
you
like,
find out what they want.
And it's a free platform.
That's true. That's what I think, it's easy to forget because there's so much garbage on it. But it really is. Like the way you go.
There is so much garbage on it, but I still feel it's primed for people like those guys, for people like me.
Well, it's really the only way to get yourself out there, you know, like, because you could book a show, but no one's going to fucking know it.
That's right.
Unless they know who you are.
That's right. And the crazy thing is, do you know the relationship between You know, like we used to watch Vin Diesel. You and I would have watched a lot of Vin Diesel
Hell
as,
yeah, we did.
as young boys.
Back in Chronicles of Riddick, bro. Crushed that
Triple
shit.
X.
Oh,
Mum and I watched it twice in a row at the cinemas.
Really?
Yeah.
You liked it that much?
At the Horsham Cinemas. We walked out and she's like, do you want to go watch it again? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Fuck, what was his name? Xavier fucking...
Xander Cage.
Xander Cage, bro.
Welcome to the Xander Zone.
And then Ice Cube did it and he was like, yeah, that's cool, but he's not fucking...
Bro, blow my brains out.
Yeah, he's not Vinny.
Ice Cube?
Bro, the first 10 minutes of the movie, he's driving a dirt bike and there's a Rammstein show on.
Yeah.
That's how I found Rammstein. I love that
nuts.
for years. I still listen to Rammstein now. I love that shit.
Oh, dude, how about that? Oh, fire, flame, bang, bang.
Yeah,
oh, bro.
So fucking good.
That's sick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, smoking will kill you one day.
But yeah.
Kiss my ass, Scarface. When he's fucking in the plane, he's like, so what's it going to be? Kiss my ass?
Go home and watch some Triple X.
So, point is here.
Yeah.
And then the rumors came out that he was gay, that Vin Diesel was gay.
You mean Mark Sinclair?
What's Mark Sinclair? Is
That's
that
his real name.
Really?
Yeah, bro. That shit's mid, man. I'd go by Vin Diesel too. You think that that's not his real fucking name, bro?
Yeah.
And you know that's not his real fucking name.
Vincent Diesel.
Marcus Sinclair.
Vincent Diesel,
Yeah,
come
imagine-
here.
Yeah, and he goes, ooh.
What is it, Ma?
Yeah.
He's wearing a silver chain with a fucking cross on it. He judges his days whether he wears a black or white singlet.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, or like trying to do some washing.
Bro. But yeah, you grow up and you watch Vin Diesel on a screen so much that the concept of seeing Vin Diesel in real life, you're like, oh, that's bananas.
Yeah.
The relationship here is I experience this in a way that people see me on screens. Like they see me just about every day.
Yeah.
Every day. We ran into some people at the park the other day. Now, apologies if this is you, by the way. We ran into some people the other day at the park at 5:30 in the morning, and like we're walking up to them, and they're giving me the like as if you're walking up to your mate, like,
yeah.
Hey man, like what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm fucking walking my dog. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like I'm the dude who lives in Kerry Park who records a podcast, fucking in a very normal. I'm saying it all the time as if it's a big deal to me. I'm trying to emphasize that it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
This is just me doing my job.
Yeah.
I decided to do this job. I decided to be unconventional. I'm aiming for the fucking skies, whatever, da-da-da. But the point is, I'm relating this to these boys. If they rap every day, they are local legends.
Yeah.
They are local celebrities.
Well, that's
You
true.
make that for yourself.
Yeah.
Just take it. You know, like I'm talking to one of the boys at the moment who I fuck with Kai so heavy. I didn't know him at Utopia last year at all. And through the process of just like finding out about him and then like met him, did a podcast together. Haven't posted that yet.
You did some FT 623 shirts too, didn't you?
Done some stuff with him, yeah. And now I'm at the point where like I listen to 4 of his songs every day at least once.
They are crazy, bro.
He
They
is
are
so good.
They did the Bars by the Bay sometime last year.
Yeah.
And he come out and Ezra come on and then like Kai headlined.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. That was the first time I heard his music. I knew he was doing it, but I hadn't actually spent the time to suss it out. And his flow is impeccable. It's like old school Funkos, Hilltop Hoods sort of shit. You know, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, and it's
smart.
quick. Yep.
He's like, and this is the thing, like when, not that I like quizzed him, but obviously like coming on the podcast, asked him a bit about like his process, and he is such a fucking creator. He doesn't know. That dude is a vehicle of genius, and he doesn't understand what that is.
Yeah.
Which to me is like, so I went camping the weekend before last, and I was going to come home on the Saturday night so I could watch his opening for Complete at Prince.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not unfortunately, I kind of weighed up like I'm probably not going to want to leave camping once I get there.
Yeah.
And also to weigh it up, it's like outside of seeing him perform, I'm going to hate being at the Prince.
Yeah.
And not because of the Prince, because I just don't like being around that environment unless it's like we're going out to do a thing. If it's just me going to pay $40 for a ticket to watch him.
Yeah.
So I was like, but the concept of in the decision making of originally going to want to see him, imagine you're vibing with an artist at the moment that they haven't blown up yet. They're local, they're from your town, and they're doing a local show. That is insane.
It's like you can pay $40 now or $200 in 3 years' time.
And not get anywhere near him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I literally like, bro, I was driving one day listening to his music and I sent him this is like 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. I sent him a voice memo. I'm like, dude, you are going to do something.
Yeah.
You need to forget all of the shit that you do for work or whatever and just rap.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you just do that, I'm telling you, the oceans will divide for you.
Yeah, people are going to listen to it.
It's insane. Because he does. You can tell he has that innate fucking skill. And then, like, he goes and drops that wobbly fucking anthem type song on the 31st of December, and it's like, oh, he's multidisciplinary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he can do a couple genres.
He can do a bit of this, a bit
Very
of that.
cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't blow anyone else's mind. Everyone's just acting cool about this.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And it's wicked. He's got a good, like, the Circuit 34, like, all of his mates, they're all behind him.
Yeah.
Lockie's pretty good behind the camera. Like,
Yeah.
you got Connor doing all the merch and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're all doing something. Like, he's got a good fallback group.
I think that's the big thing is, like, you kind of want to have that. You can do something by yourself. You can do something with a group.
You can do so much more with more people, as a team.
Yeah, I really feel like did she get into the house? What happened?
Yeah, no, all good. Safe.
But yeah, I feel like knowing him at the moment is almost like, I feel lucky.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like you're starstruck before it like happens.
Dude. He and he weirdly looks like a bunch of people as well. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He's got the full persona going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually sounds like I'm hell fucking sucking him off right now. Bro.
You would because you're fucking gay, bro.
That's gay.
Yeah, it's gay.
Talking about sucking him off.
But no,
that
like,
is gay.
We're just recognizing local talent for what it is, man. It really is something genuine.
So I hit him up about, like, what's the whole thing? How do you divide the artist part of things? Because this is the thing, you'd be really good at rapping, get on stage and not be able to perform, you know? And he's like, oh, no. From the first time I got on stage, that's where I knew I had to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like as an artist, when some people say things and it's like, oh, you saw that in a movie and you want to recreate that for yourself, which is cool.
Yeah.
We're all brought up on a movie. I wanted to be Xander Cage for the longest time.
I still want to be Xander Cage.
Hey, never let that die, right?
We'll get there.
He was being for real.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, you could feel it. You're like, oh, this dude, he literally is just, his life is separated by when he gets to go on stage next. You know? It's like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, that's such a nice, like, you almost call that a trifecta. He looks like someone who you could understand becoming a celebrity. He sounds like someone who has the ability to do it. And he has that foundation of, like, this is all I really want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
He's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an artist, huh?
He's an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, fucking weird. He's weird.
Well,
that's what I like.
Yeah, you sort of have to be.
Yeah.
Like, that's what, like, you speak to a lot of entrepreneurs and stuff like that, people doing your thing, and they're all probably pretty out there blokes.
The reason that they're successful is because they can alienate shit that doesn't matter out of their life, and they can just go, no, I don't. Does it have to do with my business or my family or my hobbies? Go away.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you get that outside perspective, like we were talking about before. Like nerds, like people that are social outcasts, have a better understanding of, like, how it works inside because they can see it from out.
What a topic, hey?
Powerful.
It's so interesting. It's like the more you tunnel vision yourself, the more you separate yourself from everything else, but the more you have a deeper understanding of everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you can't see everything around you at once, but you can see everything below you from above.
You can see everything at once by focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
The pattern repeats itself in everything. You know, how you do anything is how you do everything is kind of one side of the conversation. The other side is how anything is done is how everything is done. So that, you almost want to fucking stop and rewind that and listen to it again for it to make sense. But it's true though, you know.
Let that
like,
sink in.
You know someone who, like, does a poor job of wiping their ass is the same person who doesn't clean their car properly. It's the same person who lets, like, dishes sit around in their bedroom. That's that sort of person. Someone who makes their bed every day, I'm telling you, they put a good effort into wiping their ass. I promise you. They brush the back corners of their teeth. They do the wheels when they wash their car. They chamois it down.
Well, yeah, because, like, one part of that is, like, good hygiene is a practice that goes so much further beyond just brushing your teeth, right? Because it's like cleanliness. It's shaving your armpits, I suppose, if you're gay.
It's not a hygiene thing at all. It's a gay thing.
It's just a gay thing.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, and there's things that I'll do. Like, I need to do stuff. Like, I need to fix things, or like I need to build something, and I know that I won't do it perfect the first time around, so I do it anyway, and then I do it again. Yeah. I was telling you yesterday, fixing the car up, making a new panel for that.
Right.
Tried to weld some plate. It didn't bend right, so now
not the
I've
one
with flat bar. Start again. And it hurt that I had to grind it off and throw it away, but it would have hurt a lot more not finishing it or not doing it properly.
And knowing.
And knowing.
See, now we're going back to the original point of how do you make a system if you don't know what you're doing? You have to put a run on the board before you understand what a run is.
It's all trial and error, baby.
And this is proving the bigger point that how the one pattern repeats itself in everything.
Yeah.
So that thing that we're talking about, it's like, you know, even putting that bookshelf in this morning, pre-drilling the screw holes.
That's you putting screws in and watching wood split 100 times prior.
Right, right. And then you get to, it's like, and then this is the thing, like, say you're in a boss and you get a new employee and you watch, you go have a look at your new employee's interior of their car.
Yeah.
I can tell you a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
When was the last time you checked the oil on your daily? Oh, bad example. You got a brand new Hilux.
Yeah.
When was the last time you? When was the last time you checked the oil on the Corolla?
Well, I haven't really been driving it, so I test started it the other day, and I checked the oil then when I was there. So,
right.
Yeah.
So that's a fairly good indication that you do brush your teeth every morning, every night.
Well, it just means look after my cars.
Yeah, but looking after your car is an extension of looking after yourself.
That's true. That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, do you wash the coffee out of the corners of the cup, or do you
drink coffee?
Yeah, bad example.
Yeah, shit example. One thing that I did have to learn how to do when I was washing the dishes was how important it was to do the outsides, bro, because that is crazy. The underside of the plate, so much residue. It's crazy that you have to remember to do that.
That was a new thing when you got on the first pod. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
You just started doing that.
Oh, and I'm still doing it. And it's great. My dishes never look cleaner.
It's progress.
And yeah, growing. I still
Maybe
don't
you
make my
stop
bed
saying the word gay next.
Not this year, mate.
Unlikely.
That's 2025 shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. Whoa! Stop. One step at a time, all right?
Still got 10 more months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that whole, I think like the whole concept of like getting tunnel vision for something as well, it actually helps you find deeper purpose as a person, you know?
Yeah, I think so as well, but also it depends how far you fall into it. Like, there's a lot of people that start doing like hobbies and trends and stuff like that, and then that just becomes their entire personality, and that's fucking annoying.
No, that's the point.
But you can't let it consume you. You still need to be in your own person and have your passion.
This is the thing. Okay, yeah, I get it. So, you know, you're all hanging out with your boys. You're all like 18 to 21. It's all good. And then he goes and gets a girlfriend. Then he disappears.
Right.
Okay? And you all give him shit and rah, rah, rah. And then you meet a chick on Tinder and you're like, this chick's hell cool. And then you disappear.
Yeah.
What happens? Okay? You learn something deeper about your friend. Because you're like, oh, I get it. Pussy's hell. I didn't consider pussy being hell good and getting it on tap
a Wednesday
now.
afternoon, that shit slaps.
Yeah, it's just like we had 15 minutes before she went to work, and she's like, she wanted to as well. Like,
and I came.
Yeah, it wasn't in a swag, but I came.
It didn't count.
Then you start to understand that, right? And then he breaks up with her, and everyone gives him shit. Then you end up breaking up with her, whatever happens, and then you're both single, and then you both have this experience of like, oh, now they know what it's like without me. I know what it's like without him. He knows what it's like without me, and he knows what it's like after. And I know. So you get all this information, right?
Right.
And then the next relationship, you disappear, but not as much. And then by the time you've had a few serious relationships, you kind of get it. You're like, okay, I'm really
all
into
about balance.
Dude, I'm into pussy, but I'm into a bit of gay shit with the boys as well.
Yeah,
you know,
shaving my arms with the boys.
Whatever it takes.
But that's not letting the relationship become your personality, though.
No, but it's an easy example of this letting yourself be consumed by something.
Right.
Right. So
okay.
I live in a place at the moment, and like I've been consumed by skating so much so that I became a professional athlete at skating. I let myself be consumed by motorbikes. I let myself be consumed by skating again when I got older. I let myself be consumed by creative things like even Illustrator, like getting good on Adobe Illustrator. Now I let myself be consumed by my push bike.
Yeah.
Now,
but I don't think that you're consumed by it, though.
I think about it all the time. I look forward to every chance that I get. If it's too windy when I go out, it ruins my day. Like,
shave your armpits.
I fucking love doing wheelies on my push bike. I think I bring it up in every podcast that I do.
I was actually, I was talking to someone who watches the pod pretty religiously at JCar Peyton Frost.
Yeah.
And I think we joked about it. It was like, man, if I had to take a shot every time that cunt brought up fucking collecting Hot Wheels, like I wouldn't get through a single pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's a passion.
We almost made it without bringing them up.
No, I had to.
Yeah.
It would.
You know what the fuck part is? I have that amount of cars again in storage.
It's kind of a flex, man.
Bro, try being a chick around here. Game over.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
you're done.
You haven't even seen the Porsches, sweetie.
Yeah, like keep those in lock and tuck.
Yeah. And under a black light, just so I know if anyone else has fucking been here, you know.
No, you looked at it, bro. There's a stain on that shit.
But no, it's I I think having something that you think about all the time is like the healthiest thing, you know? And then also like it's really been a counselling session for me today. I'm glad you've been here for this. I feel like, so obviously Riz and I just got engaged.
Congratulations.
We're I think we're like 5 year mark. We're around 5 years, either just before it, just after it,
Ish.
something like that. Yeah. And one thing I do know from having, and like I'm not saying this comparatively, I'm saying this as I've collected data and I'm trying to position myself in the best possible way for the future. So I look at the data that I've collected on other relationships that I've had and I go, okay, how can I best set everything up so that everyone wins? And one thing that I do know about relationships is it's like waves. There are moments when you're really into each other. There's moments that you're not as into each other. And then there's somewhere in the middle. And realistically, what you want to do is you want to minimize the waves and you want to get nice in the middle. So you're like, I love being around this person. I love having my own time. I love doing things together and I love doing things by myself, right? And that's where you have traditions. That's where you have hobbies together. That's where you have hobbies alone. That's where you have all these things.
Yeah.
And one thing that I have gathered is that there seem to be like checkpoints that you get in a relationship where 2 years in, things tend to have the most stale point.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're not like fucking starting to experiment with anal or getting a third and fourth into the situation, like I'm not saying that's what we do. I'm saying like unless you get something crazy that really like ignites you again, there seems to be a lull around the 2 year mark where people start to look around a bit.
Yeah.
You know? And again, not that's what happened with me, but I remember having a very positive thing, a very sure thought in my head at the 2 year mark where I'm like, oh, I need to make sure that I'm interested in this. I need to make sure that I'm still attractive to her in this. I need to give her a reason to be attracted to me in this.
Yeah.
These are things that I learned through the pressures, trials, and tribulations of having hobbies. Right?
Okay.
Because even when you've pulled the wheel up 1,000 times, you still don't know how to do a wheelie, but you still keep pulling it up.
Yeah.
But then you might realize like, oh, I can go downhill and kind of get a wheelie. Okay, cool. There's something there. Remaining attractive, right?
Right.
Also, even when it's windy, I'm going to go ride anyway, and I'm going to get good at riding in the wind and doing wheelies, which I do. It upsets my day, but I don't let it stop me from doing the thing.
Right.
This translates to relationships. Even when those moments where you're like, oh, I'm going to go consider my options on Instagram. I'm going to see what other girls are, this is the subconscious thing that's going on in people's minds.
Let's go look at some fucking titties.
Right? Yeah. Let's go see what's up.
Yeah.
Actively going like, no, I'm going to sit here in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here in this discomfort and see if I'm really uncomfortable or if I'm just a bitch.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, you know what you're doing? You're being gay.
It's fucking gay, bro.
You stop being gay, and you need to be there. You need to remind yourself, like, what the fuck the greater picture is here. I'm trying to live a 100-year plan with this girl. I'm not trying to just be happy today. I'm trying to be happy forever.
This is a fantastic analogy. This is good.
Man. And this is the thing, like, I think a lot of people in today's day and age, they reach this point where they go, like, they start to get a bit stale, and they go, oh, I don't know, and then they start looking for the cracks. Yeah, what next?
Yeah, this isn't fun anymore.
It's like, bro, do you know why? Because you're not making yourself attractive, and then you're expecting her to make herself attractive to you.
Yeah.
Something to learn out of having a hobby, getting lost in it.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right. There's bad days with hobbies and stuff.
100%.
Walk away for a little while. Well, I guess my biggest hobby would be going to the gym, and I've been that pretty religiously for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And even still, it's like some days I don't want to go, but like the worst 30-minute workout is still better than not going at all.
Right.
And it's the same. You got to do it. And you got to do your cardio, even though it sucks. And you got to do abs, even though it sucks.
You got to do test.
You got to do test.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. All right.
We did so good getting, because I think that was kind of our like fallback, if anything, didn't spark up.
But it's still a great thing to talk about.
Yeah, I really, it's fucking super interesting. Riz and I actually had a real like, just interesting conversation about it this morning, because I think like what would you call it, like societal acceptance of it has greatly increased.
It's definitely improved
in
the last like probably 5 years.
Yeah.
It's definitely come up, but it's always been around.
Yeah. So we're talking about doing performance enhancing
PEDs,
which are steroids, which are testosterone.
Yeah.
Deca.
Animas, like it's a pretty long list.
Yeah.
I'm only doing testosterone. Second cycle now. And I think one of the most important things about doing test is transparency in doing testosterone. Like just doing steroids in general, because there's a lot of like massive people on TikTok and stuff, right? Like Sam Sulek and Max Taylor lifts and stuff, Sarah Safari, they're so obviously not natural.
Yeah.
Some of them claim natty, some of them just wear it. Some people know that everyone else knows but don't address it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to be transparent, because like, especially if you're going to post online, because then people are trying to obtain an unobtainable physique, and that's not healthy mentality for them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I told my mum about it. I told everyone. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm not. Some people look down at me like, oh, like that's fucking gay. Like that's cheating. It's not, because I'm still doing the shit.
How's that cheating?
Well, it's the thing. Like we spoke about someone else who's like lying about being natural, and it's like you're lying to someone who doesn't share the same passion as you, who doesn't know any better, and who doesn't genuinely fucking care. Like why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Just be honest. Like, absolutely, I'm on test. I don't have to go up to someone who's like, oh, hey man, like yeah, 2 mil a week. But like if it comes up and they ask, I'll be like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. See, I kind of see it as like, well, like, you know, you get a, I don't know, let's say you got a fucking Honda Accord Euro.
Nice.
And then you go and put a like supercharger on it, you know, and it's under the hood and it's like not running, and someone walks up to it and they're like, fuck, you know, nice car, whatever.
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
like
like,
the laptop in the Honda Civic, bro. Like
the
sleeper build.
It's like, man, this thing's got a strap. It's ready.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like what I see testosterone, especially if you're like going about it with transparency and with good information.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, I want to sit down and talk about it, because like I didn't just decide to do this on Monday and then did it Monday afternoon.
No, I thought about it for a long time. I watched a lot of my friends do it and thought I don't want to do that. And then it just came to a point. It was after I broke my collarbone. I was talking to someone at work, and he's like, have you considered TRT, which is testosterone recovery therapy? And I was like, no. And he goes, well, you should, because it's really good for, like, it's good for muscle mass, it's good for bone density. Like testosterone all over is fantastic. I love being a bloke. I love being filled with it.
Yeah.
It's great for your ego. It's great for building muscle. It's the duck's nuts.
Low T is gay, by the way.
Low T is gay. So yeah, the first cycle, test E300, which is 300 milligrams. I did 2 mil a week for 12 weeks, which is like, you don't really want to do any less than 8. Wouldn't want to do any more than 16. That's sort of like the sweet spot there. I didn't drink while I was on it. There was a few times where we were trying to drink and I couldn't, which is, it's not that big of a deal. I don't drink too much anyway. I just did it right. You can still drink if you do it. Some people are on it all the time. They do like a mil a week and they still drink, and it's whatever. But it's just like the chemical imbalances in your body aren't fantastic. And so I just wanted to try and reduce as much of it as I could while still getting the chance to do it. And then after that, PCT, post-cycle therapy, which is just estrogen blocker. I took Clomid, which is breast cancer medicine, for about a month. Yeah. And then about a month after that, I got some blood tests just to see how I was looking afterwards. And it was funny. I went in to go see the doctor, the local, like the walk-in clinic, and I said, I just want to get some blood tests. I just want to check my test levels. And he goes, why would you want to check your test levels? You know, you're young, you're healthy. Why would you want to do that? And I was like, I just did a 12-week cycle of testosterone. And he just goes, I was really worried that you were going to say that. Yeah. And he comes in and he's like, why are you doing this to your body? You know, he's like, you got a great, you know, you look good, you got a great physique. Gas me up. And then he's going
That's
on.
Sick, by the way. Kind of gay, but sick.
You're kind of gay. I bet he shaved his arms.
You smoke?
Probably.
Starting to add up.
But then he started lecturing me. It was coming from a good place. Yeah. And he goes, you shouldn't be doing this to your body. It has repercussions. It's bad for your liver. Like it can, like long term, like it's really bad for you. Rah rah rah. And then he's like, I know, I'm not your dad. I know, I'm not your parent. But like, I just need to say this. And then he says to me, he's like, when I was in medical school, I was studying to become a doctor, like I am now, and I was working out 5-6 times a week, and I managed to get second in a bodybuilding competition. And he goes, you see, you don't need this sort of stuff.
He's coming from super education.
But all I heard was, if I had a blasted test, I would have gotten first. Yeah. You know, it was like, fuck that guy.
You know what second is, don't you? That's winners of the losers.
Yeah, second is first last. Yeah. But yeah, so I did my blood test, and it come back, and like my test levels were on the lower side of normal. So I think it's meant to be between 10 and 50 milligrams of test or per whatever the fuck. And I was sitting at about 12, and then my cholesterol was still in the normal range, but a little bit high.
Interesting.
Which is fine, which is expected. Pretty much when you're on test, like it does the opposite of what working out normally does to you, because like working out will increase your testosterone levels naturally, and it will reduce your cholesterol, whereas doing this, obviously, other way around. Yeah. I did blood tests again. He wanted me to do blood tests 3 months after the original test to see where it was, and I pretty much got those test results back just as I jumped on the next cycle. So like the results don't fucking matter, but what it was is my test was 0.8 milligrams below normal range, because he just tested tests. He didn't care about cholesterol. Yeah. So I've had low tests for about 5 months.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's the reality like? How does that feel having low test?
It's just low sex drive, man. Really, more than anything. Like, it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was low. I just wasn't like dick splitting horny, because that, like, being on it, like, you'd wake up and like you could feel your heartbeat at the end of your cock. It just
That's
fucking.
sick.
It's just.
Yeah, that's all time,
And
eh?
you feel like a king, like just the biggest nuts.
Yeah.
But
You ever just walk around dragging knuckles?
I wanted to really badly. I used to do like a lot of working out, like at night time. If I ever got an early knock at work, I'd be like, oh, it's the perfect time to go to the gym. And I'm there, I'm deadlifting, I'm pulling 200 kilos, and I'm making monkey noises the whole time, bro.
It's actually interesting. I think there's so like you go. I don't want to break down the hours, but there's like fatigue, and then if you train in fatigue, it's kind of shit. But then there's like super fatigue where you seem to get stronger than normal. Post night shift, I always used to be able to do crazy stuff.
Oh, no, I wouldn't finish the 12-hour shift and then go work out. If I finished at 12 o'clock instead of 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
I'd use that window because I slept all day. So I'd go and work
Yeah.
out, sort of thing like that. But I've tried to train after night shifts before, and it's poo. It's bum.
I think the trick is you got to train in jeans and work boots.
Yeah,
I don't know why that makes a difference, but I'm being serious.
because you feel like that guy.
I feel like that guy. I'll tell you what, I've been lifting out the back here.
Mhm.
So I'm lifting 3 to 5 times a week, depending on, because like Thursday, Fridays, we do rucking, where you like carry 20 kilos down the beach with the boys, which is very fun. It's it's halfway between cardio and resistance, so it's kind of cool. But and Thursday mornings, I time with something else. But yeah, so like I'm lifting out the back, and the one thing I noticed is like I really like being outside, wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
And I also like, I always used to think this in the, Croc Nation.
Me too, bro.
I think one thing I used to think in the gym was like, I'd finish what I'm doing and I want to like walk around, like knuckle drag.
Yeah.
I just want to like, yeah, that's what's up, you know? And even like bicep curls walking, like
Really?
raises walking, it's like, yeah, because there's a whole bunch more going on. I'd rather do less weight, more of them, and do them walking
I
around.
guess that would work more on like stabilizing muscles and stuff.
Works on, this is the thing, I'm not doing it to get big, I'm doing it to be more functional.
Yeah.
I'm doing it to have some sort of realistic resistance that will give me greater bone density and more T. And dude, that's what it's all about.
The wheelies, baby.
That's all I give a fuck about.
Yeah, right.
You know? And yeah, this is the thing, like I find 5:30 in the morning and you're a couple plates up, popping some squats out in the gravel, out in the blue metal, bro. There is literally nothing gay about that.
No, that's about as macho as it gets.
That's insane.
You know what would make it a little bit tougher? If you had a cigarette in your mouth.
The neighbours are like throwing their house keys at me and shit. They're like, have it.
Please come over, fuck my wife.
Yeah,
bro. I
bro.
don't do that cuck shit, brother. I'm all about the gains.
Yeah. I'm not gonna comment on it. But yeah, it's kind of fucking, I don't know. There's something to just being a guy and lifting heavy stuff and making sounds. And
That's what I'm all about too. I'm not really that much about aesthetic anymore. Like I got down to like 75 kilos. I had the abs, bro. I had it all, and I just fucking sucked. I was cold all the time because I was cutting so heavily. Mum thought I was smoking gear, so I had like that held jaunt, fucking. And like I'd rather just be able to lift heavy shit. It's a good feeling when you walk into a room and you know that you're like one of the strongest people in there.
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
But there's no application to it. It's like you could probably rip the biggest wheelie. You walk in there, I could do a bigger wheelie than any of these cunts.
I think it's just a vanity, isn't it?
100%. It's an ego thing, and I'll admit that.
I definitely think about it like when I'm in a social setting and I'm like, none of these cunts could do wheelies.
Yeah.
I honestly think that all the time.
Yeah. It's like the guy in the back of the corner, and it's like nobody knows that I'm fucking 99 smithing in Rimsgate.
That's
it doesn't
right.
fucking matter.
No one would out Yu-Gi-Oh me here.
Yeah, well, I probably would.
Yeah.
I got a pretty serious zombie deck, bro. Don't fucking. They brought him back, bro.
Oh,
they brought him back. I've been trying to get my hands on one for ages, but people want they want like $150 US plus shipping.
Crazy.
And I'm not paying that, brother. But I was at fucking EB Games not long ago up in Perth or Mandurah, wherever the fuck, and they have them again. They're like $100.
Hectic.
And they've updated them because the ones back in the day were only made to fit your deck, like just the cards.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas these ones have been modified so you can put your card sleeves in there, so you can run your fucking all 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon and not have to worry about it getting creased.
Bro.
Don't worry, bro. That's not a meta deck anymore. I don't play that shit.
It's not gay either.
It's not gay. Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking cool as fuck, bro.
Yu-Gi-Oh's interesting because I remember like obviously everything started with Pokemon, then it went to Digimon, and I remember like
I still fuck with Digimon.
Bro, I remember being at daycare and like I think the dude's name was like Alexander or Bailey or
That's close.
something. It was one of those like first 3 letters of the alphabet.
Yeah.
He and he's like, oh, there's this new thing, and it's like Pokemon, but it's like it's different and it's better. I remember being like, chill out, bro.
He doesn't get much better than that.
Fucking, can you imagine like bloke coming to work being like, oh, there's these thing called Great Walls, and they're not like a Colorado, they're better.
They're worsely made and they're way cheaper.
Fucking simple, bro.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, you know?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than Pokemon. There can be something in the same category as Pokemon. Nothing better than Pokemon.
Well, the contrast between Pokemon and Digimon was like the fact that they had all of the Digimon end with Mon, it sort of limited their like how far they could go with it. Like they still managed to milk 7 seasons out of it. There's a couple of good games. There's a lot of really bad games. And then they had the Tamagotchis, which was the original Tamagotchi was the Digimon trade piece. And I've got an original and I got some vintage ones, like retro ones.
That's nuts.
And they're really cool.
Mm.
But then you had Pokemon, which would like infinitely better. It's still going today. Like Ash just became champion I watched that last night actually.
Wow.
Beat Leon, powerful stuff.
Yeah.
That's a really that's way better game to play than like the Yu-Gi-Oh games. But Yu-Gi-Oh card game is infinitely more. It's way more complicated.
Yeah.
It's more complex. I just recently.
I think it's just more like reach to it.
Yeah, well, the way that they have the Pokemon games, which have you ever played like the Pokemon trading card game?
Yeah.
I only just recently learned how to play it, and it's pretty simple. It's like you take your turn, you do your damage, you end your turn.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And then you stock your bench and you take your prize cards. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, you start with life points. You have your 8,000 life points. You have your deck. You have your extra deck. You can set trap and spell cards.
Yeah.
And you can attack me and I can activate a quick spell from my hand and cancel your attack, whereas you can't do that in Pokemon.
Right.
So it makes it more like it has more reach.
I think this is somewhere between Pokemon and Magic, eh?
Oh, I never touched Magic the Gathering. Like,
All I know is Magic the Gathering has so much shit going on that I'm not interested to learn.
It's too much. All I know about Magic the Gathering as well is that you can have a deck as big as you want as long as you can shuffle it. That is crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That is literally crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that. But also a lot of people don't have over 1,000 Hot Wheels. So
It's true.
There's no game involved.
No, well, you can have the tracks. I had one of the tracks. That had
the car's going to go
wheels.
so well down the tracks in the case.
Yeah, you're right. You can't open those ones.
No.
But I had the thing I did with my Hot Wheels track after I was finished watching it go around in circles was I just got the 3 bendy bits in a circle around the track and I just watch them do loop-to-loops.
Yeah, that's
and that
fun.
was pretty much all it was good for.
That's very fun. Do you remember like early days you set it up like the top level of the bookshelf and then have like a loop and
I didn't have enough pieces to get any like intricate with that.
Oh no, I had some track.
Nice brag, bro.
I had some track.
Fucking yeah.
Bro, if I saw that track now, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, you wouldn't have a car to use them with.
Oh no,
Oh no, you got the old box.
I got my play deck.
You got the bits. Yeah.
Actually, I also got donated that over there, which is
I was eyeing that off before actually. Is that full or is it just a travel case?
It is full, but it's like half of them are not even Matchbox cars. They're not any cars. They're just
like
cars.
this Kmart
Something.
Macro Warehouse special. That's a throwback there.
Dude, do you remember Big Kev from WA Salvage? I'm excited.
No.
No?
Nah.
So WA Salvage used to be at the Homemaker Centre. I think it was at like the Bottle-O end. And on the ads, they had Big Kev. And I don't know what he would wear, but he's a big boy. And at the end of every ad, he was, I'm excited. And like, he's a big fat dude. He ended up dying of a heart attack. Oh. You know? Classic fucking peel out as well.
Jeez. I'm banging for a piss, man.
Yeah, so am I.
You want to wrap it up? Or you want to just take a break?
We're 127 in.
We can do another 10 minutes if you do get me have a slash.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. Oh.
You wait here.
I recently attended a premature ejaculation anonymous group. There was no dress code. They said just to come in your pants. No way. We're all synced up. In or out, little man? Really? Nice interlude.
Nice. That was a comical amount of piss.
That was, the stream.
Yeah.
I held it for as long as I could.
Oh, yeah, dude. About 45 in, I was like, I need a piss now.
It's that coffee, man. See, that's why I don't drink this shit.
And I had...
ruins your day.
I had fucking 3 times the amount of coffee you had.
Comical amount of coffee.
This is stupid. I reckon I would have filled this up, though. For sure, I would have pissed more than this. But it's at half a litre in the morning
every
and then
day.
Continuously drinking.
I don't think anything quenches your thirst more than water does. I don't drink.
Oh.
Like, when you're hungover, bro, a Macca's Sprite or at any given time, a Pepsi Max hits, but it doesn't quench nothing.
Do you think there's good and bad Pepsi Max cans?
What do you mean, like ones that have been in the sun?
No, like sometimes you open them and you're like, oh, this doesn't have that pizzazz.
I think that if it's been open for too long, it goes flat quick.
Yeah, but that's sick. I like flat Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Pepsi Max, sorry.
Yeah, Pepsi Max. There's a massive distinction between the two, and and Pepsi's whatever, but Pepsi Max is infinitely better than Coke.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that's an important distinction. Like,
even in friends,
that.
you know what I mean. Some people say like, "Oh, I prefer like full strength Coca-Cola." Like, we don't hang out.
I'd prefer not spending any more time with you. We're talking about people that drink craft beers. This was a hot topic just last week.
Yeah.
And it's like imagine trying to promote a craft beer now to someone 30 years ago, and you were like, "It's fantastic. It tastes nothing like beer. You can taste all the hops. It's $25 a can." And you can only drink 2 of them because you get pissed. Like, it just writes you off. I'm like, that's fantastic because I don't really want to have any more than 2 beers with you anyway.
Oh,
so that's what I'm all about, craft beers now, man.
Dude, I don't know. I know this is such a like someone who drinks alcohol listens to someone saying this and just be like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I feel like what are you doing though?
I don't get it. And I'm fine with not getting it, and I'm happy with people like doing their thing, whatever. I'm not gonna like actively try and put down craft beer. I'm just gonna this is just my opinion, as I just don't fucking like it.
But also like the whole lot, you know, like the best alcohol that I've ever drunk is still not good. You know what I mean?
Like alcohol in general isn't good.
Just in general, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying this like I don't drink alcohol. Like I do drink alcohol. Like Friday night, went for an overnight. I had a couple beers.
Yeah, you can't know.
Cool. Went camping the weekend before. Had like fucking 30 drinks over a 48-hour period. Like, great fun. But like people who do it every day and they're like they like it's like their hobby is drinking.
Yeah. Well, I guess the people that drink craft beers, realistically, that is their hobby.
Right.
You're right.
And like for me, I go like, okay, the best alcoholic drink that I've ever had is the one that I couldn't taste the alcohol in. And people seem to be, that's why girls drink cocktails. Like, oh, you can't taste it and it gets you fucked up. It's like, okay, so we're all admitting that it tastes like shit.
So we all hate alcohol.
Yeah.
Really. So but blokes will love a good beer.
Mm.
You're saying that you don't like a nice cold beer. I think are you saying that it's more of the experience?
I got off the bike and had a Corona with lime.
Yeah.
And like get straight off the bike and get into that and you're like, oh wow, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And then the second beer was like, oh, this is shit.
It's like the first beer but kind of worse.
Yeah, and then it gets progressively worse until you feel sick and then
throw up.
Yeah.
Have another one.
I mean, you compare that to, you know, bumping a fat slug off the top of a fucking Fitzy's toilet.
Oh man. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You know?
In theory.
Nothing gayer than 4 dudes in a tiny stall just all trying to not look like they're doing drugs.
Yeah. It's like we're sucking each other off.
Yeah.
It's like, just so it's not suspect, you better fucking get your cock out.
You better at least kneel down, you know?
You ever heard of dick dingers, bro?
A what?
A dick dinger.
No?
It's where you just rab
feed
off my cock. Like, off a hard dick. And that's
Bro,
your line. Like,
that's like baby bird shit, eh?
Yeah.
I gotta chew it up so you don't choke on it.
Oh, deep breaths, deep breaths.
Yeah, breathe through your nose, you fuckhead. Oh, goddamn.
Man.
I'm not scared because the thing that will cancel me, I've already done. This is just adding fucking salt to the wound, you know?
That's the biggest thing, like, stopping me from doing it is because I probably would get cancelled.
But no, we're going back to the original thing. Like, I feel like people, and I'm not saying that we're any sort of revolutionary, but like we have to keep talking because there are so many normal people out there that aren't listening to the few loud ones on the internet. They're just going like, no, I just want to live my life. I don't care how you identify. I just want to go to work.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I just want to do my job and I want to go home and I want to spend money I want to spend money on and then I want to repeat that. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about what you're doing with your genitals.
This encapsulates an idea of mine that I had. Like I was saying to you just before, it's not really an idea of mine or anything. It's just like 2024, we're back to fat shaming. Like, because I'm fucking sick of it. Look, and the thing behind it is, if you call someone, you have a disagreement with someone and you have an argument with them, and you're like, I think that person is a stupid cunt. They're a fucking idiot. Like, that's an opinion. And everyone was like, oh yeah, no, I believe you. That guy's he's a cocksucker. Like, for sure. But if, like, in the same situation, if like, well, you're just a stupid fat fuck. Everyone was like, whoa.
Yeah,
but like, me not liking who you are as a person, that's my personal opinion. But the fact is, you are a fat sack of shit. Like, why is it so blasé for me to call them out on their physical appearance that they can actively do something to prevent instead of just going to their character? Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't make any sense, bro.
I think there's definitely something to that. I get really bent out of shape when people defend ill health and...
Well, 100%. And I'm like, and I'll say something, look at that fat fucking slob, but I'm not pandering around it anymore. I'm sick of it. It's not a good... Like, it's not good for you.
Right. So that's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like seeing a car blowing white smoke and all the panels dented into that, and like everyone's like, "Oh, that's a beautiful car."
Yeah, you're like, no, it's a bucket
Oh
of
wow,
shit.
and you're like, "Oh, it's running like shit and it looks horrible."
Yeah.
How?
How
Where
dare you?
did you get off
Yeah,
saying
that's a
things like that?
15-year-old car, man. You think it's meant to be like kept up with maintenance like all that time? Like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think there are some things that have to be done. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think like changing the oil. I think making sure the cooling system. I think seat belts, this, that. Registration, all important.
Yeah.
And then them just being like, it is people like you who are ruining our society.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's not.
it's like, no, I'm actually, this was normal like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You've progressed into a fucking weirdo.
Well, it's just like so thin-skinned about it. Like,
Man,
the Corolla's a 1988, bro, and it has all the panels are straight, the paint's still clean, like, and it's nice inside, and it runs like a dream.
bro,
Maintenance.
and then apparently not continuously eating sugar and carbohydrates for years at a time is like too much maintenance.
It's just moderation, bro. If you want, like, you can. I have blowout days. Everyone has blowout days, you know. I fucking love Drillie's pizza, man.
Yeah,
but I don't eat it every day, and I'm active about it. Like, you need to have an active hobby.
Yeah.
Or man, it's not like it shouldn't be that fucking difficult for someone to grasp the concept and be like, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I'm saying. Like, I feel like these conversations are important. As much as we're throwing shit and all the rest, like, dude.
Offending people.
Yeah.
People need to be offended.
I hope you're offended.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm offended every day.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did I ever tell you, when I was younger, I was a fat kid. I was fat all the way up till probably like 19.
Yeah.
I was a big boy. I used to shave my head. It was fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
I used to have I was in year 5, year 4, and the kids in year 7 and... Oh, no, I just got on the first podcast. They used to throw rocks at me and call me brain damage.
Yeah.
No, that's just fucking hilarious, bro. Looking back on it, that's funny and it's good character building.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, look at me now. I'm not a fucking bold retard anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like...
just a retard.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a certain amount of... You kind of want to go to a certain amount of adversity, whether it's self-inflicted or just organic, you know?
Because it gets to a point where you realize that, it doesn't matter what other people have to say about you, really. It's... Like, being offended by that sort of stuff, is it just being more self-conscious than you're letting on, or?
I think also we have to, tell me, do you agree? Being offended, is it a decision?
Yes.
So if you are offended at something, you have decided that you don't like the way it makes you feel, or are you deciding the response you're having, or are you deciding how you feel about the response?
I think the biggest thing is that you disagree with the opinion that someone else is expressing, but you don't have the right tools to be able to express yourself, or like you're obviously wrong that you can't prove them right. So instead of trying to correct them with actual facts, you're just going to start yelling at them because you're offended.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, that immediately reminded me that I've observed most of the time when people are offended, they don't have the language to explain why they're offended.
Yeah, so it's either like it's poor education or it's just dumb people. Like, it's literally just being dumb.
And they parrot.
Yeah, they're just like...
repeat shit that they've heard other people
say from back then.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to run with that without fact checking.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I remember, so there's two memories that are coming to mind here. When I was I must have been like year 5, year 4, living in Port Hedland, I remember like the concept of being offended first kind of hit me, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So that's people deciding that they have a problem with what other people are saying. Key bit there is that they decided.
Yeah.
Right? And then kind of starting to look around and observe people getting offended, and you're like, oh, they're the dumb ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like that's the character that they have.
Yeah.
Right? Is that like, I'm the victim, there's bad... And dude, I get it. I'm a straight white guy, business owner,
It doesn't matter. If you start thinking that you're a victim, you're going to start finding that you're a victim.
Right.
It's a practice.
Like, I wake up every day and tell my God that I'm a genius. What sort of mindset do you think I have?
Probably pretty filled with confidence.
Think I'm a victim?
Yeah, no.
Like, do you think
greatness, baby?
Oh, you think that like the 10th thing goes wrong in my day and I'm like, oh, woe is me. No, motherfucker,
Yeah,
I'm an artist on a
100%.
journey. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
I don't look for people to blame. I take the blame and I fucking move on.
There's never been a time where I've had something bad has happened to me and I've been like, oh, like this is just what I needed. You know?
Yeah.
I've had some pretty shit things happen, like everyone, and like it's always been, that sucks. What's next? It's always like, well, when I get bad news, bro, usually something that you can't do anything to change.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then you just keep going, because like sitting and crying or getting pissed off about it or like ranting about it, whatever, it doesn't change anything. Me yelling at someone who's confidently against my ideas isn't going to change their idea.
Right.
You just need to be like, oh, well, fuck it, and then just keep going.
Right. And I think the thing there is you started with usually it's something that I can't change, because if you could change it, you're not even taking into account that you failed yet. You're going to change it, right? And then if you can't change it, there's a certain amount of like, okay, I mean, you come up with coping mechanisms. One of my coping mechanisms is, this isn't a bad thing. This is the first part of a good thing happening.
Yeah.
You know, like something is going to happen later on that needed me to go through this now. You know, and sometimes that hurts. I remember the fucking half an hour after Louie was attacked, and I see these bloody puncture holes in her, and she's bleeding, and she's sore, and she's acting weird, and we're in this world of unknown, and I was honestly like, you know, traumatized. I knew I was being more traumatized in the moment. You're just like, what possibly could come good of this? I still don't know, but I still live in faith that the good thing is coming. And even if it just is that, like, I'm more grateful for my dog being alive now because she had a brush with death. She could have died that day, and it makes me have a better relationship with her now. Yeah. Then that's what it is.
There's
and that's what I focus on.
The positives, right?
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, do I go, you know, I have another example. It's too long to explain. But do I then, you know, if she has a moment and falls down and hurts her leg, you're like, oh, she's got bad luck now. Like, no, you're making narratives around things that are happening. You decide whether the narratives are good or bad.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you're finding what you want to, like, what you're looking for. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like this whole like I'm choosing to be offended, and then people who then choose to voice that offense to other people, and then try and change the way that other people are thinking so that they can adhere to their way. So then everyone isn't offended in their mind. It's like, are you fucking retarded?
Fuck the hive mind mentality, bro. We're all meant to, like, you need to disagree with people.
That's the whole point.
That's how you learn.
It's the whole point.
Yeah, that's a W mentality.
You're meant to disagree with your friends.
Yeah, 100%. I disagree with my friends all the fucking time.
That's what makes you friends.
Because imagine you driving to work, you're like, man, I've just fucking... My favourite part about every Whopper is the pickle. And he goes, I love pickles too. And that's the end of the conversation. Where if he's like, man, I fucking hate the pickles. How the fuck can you hate the pickles? They're the fucking best bit. And he goes, no, they're disgusting. They've ruined the burger. The taste is too much. The taste is there for a reason. The bitterness is delicious. I love the vinegar.
It offsets.
Yeah, you just had a conversation. You probably laugh at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then you realize that he's a fucking retard.
And then you go to Hungry Jack's and you get extra pickles.
And you get his extra pickles.
Sick, you know.
That's on, man.
I think, like, and that's the thing as well. I was talking about this with Riz in the car this morning. There's that element of, like, ISIS has a mentality where they're like, we'll kill you if you don't believe in what we believe in, right?
Yeah.
Now,
so building faith and fear.
Well, not even building faith and fear. It's this lack of, like, free speech, essentially. It's like, no. What's your opinion? No, we'll give you free. What's your opinion? Not ours? Bang. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? So that's not free speech. That's free speech with a consequence, which isn't free speech.
Yeah.
So then you go to the other end of that and you get some fucking liberal blue-haired, transgender, fucking whatever you want, in university, no life experience, screaming at the top of their lungs that the billionaires need to give their money away to the poor and all the rest. And it's like, okay, without this, who are you? If you just had normal coloured hair and you're doing your thing and you identified as someone who just fit in with society, then who are you? Right? What hobbies do you have outside of this? What's actually going on?
Well, I guess this, like you said before, that's their hobby. So that's their
hobby.
That's their, like, there's like
So now the decision to be offended is actually ingrained in their character, because their character is someone who identifies as someone who is a victim who is looking to be offended.
Yeah.
I'm looking to do wheelies, so I get a bike and I go outside and I do wheelies.
Look for some sweet spots.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like going down this hill. I like going down this part of town. I like doing wheelies around this corner. Mm-hmm. You know, so you start forming that character around it. Now, if you're someone who is just organizing rallies and you only hang out with other people that agree with you and all the rest, you're on the soft end of that ISIS mentality, because you start getting to this thing where you're like, I don't even want to talk to you if you think that gay is an all right word.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you if you think
it is, by the way.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, get over it, faggot, walk away.
Yeah.
So now, I don't think they realize that the top end of the spectrum that they're operating on is no free speech. The whole fucking point of the game is that everyone can have their opinion. That's how they can have blue hair. That's how they can stand in the crowd and yell at the top of their lungs, this is my opinion and why you should agree, is because they have free speech. By taking away my free speech to conform with you means that eventually you won't have free speech.
Yeah.
The snake eats its tail, and someone who yells louder than you will take your freedom away from you the same way you're trying to take it away from me.
Yeah.
And whether that's a dude wrapped in fucking all black with some Arabic shit written on his fucking balaclava, I don't know, and that's not the point. But what I'm saying is, like, that shit, that victim mentality is a no-hope win in the long run.
Yeah.
Because big fucks small, and at the moment, because you're a squeaky wheel, you're big. But one day, the rest of the trolley will catch up and everything falls over.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Man. I've been thinking about that.
Yeah. Feel good?
Doesn't feel good because I feel like there are not enough people like you taking what's inside of them. I'm not saying you should do a podcast or whatever, but it's like these conversations are important.
They need to be had. It's important to have
normal people listen to this and they realize like, oh, fucking, I thought I was out on a raft by myself.
Like, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And people get something like this. I mean, I don't have a voice at all yet. There's maybe 20 people that listen to my podcast, whatever. But for those 20 people, I have a voice.
Gives them a chance to express their opinions.
Now, if I want to get 200,000 people listening to me, it's actually easier to take that fucking liberal approach and to go like, oh yeah, there's a pride flag in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah, so make everyone feel welcome.
Yeah, I got the Ukrainian shit on my profile, like, you know, all that sort of stuff. And it's like, oh, he's one of those. He conforms. We can trust him. He's part of the big
but if
thing.
I see that, I'm going to think, oh, he's one of those, and I don't want to be on his podcast.
Bro.
So you're not going to get any RNs, bro. No registered nurses.
No registered nurses whatsoever.
This is like, I like Andrew Tate. This is a pretty interesting, like, this like goes in with the topic that we're talking about now. Like, he was so extreme in the complete opposite direction, and it made everyone that was complaining about it think, oh, like, he's a misogynist, he's disgusting, he mistreats women and stuff. I mean, obviously it's a fucking persona that he had to put on, but if he wasn't that far right, then he wouldn't be elevated to the level that he was to get his point across, you know? Exactly. Like, you can listen to what he's saying and you can grab like the big chunk of it and you can like, all right, that's garbage, that's for clout, like, he needs to say this to get the elevation he needs. And then the message is in there as well, and it's powerful. And it's basically just, don't be a fucking cuck your whole life. Yeah. Like, all he's bringing back is like, he's just bringing back like just men, bringing men back, like real men. Like, masculinity is so fucking important, especially right now. Yeah. And everyone was so quick to try and shut it down. It's like, if you don't like him, you don't like him. But what he's saying is important. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I think this is, I mean, oh, were you there? No, I did it with Luke the night that we did the... I won't go too far into it just in case. Oh, I know how it might get back to him. I'm not going to say what it was. Doing some stuff, doing bad shit.
No, it wasn't even that. It was a BLXCK INK thing. But I had a conversation with this chick, and at some point of the conversation, she's telling me how her feminist rage was something. And I was like, feminist rage? Wow. That's a weird thing to say at this event right now. You know, like, we're at a fucking... What are you talking about? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, you know, elaborate. Please enlighten me.
They couldn't, but feminist rage is just another fucking trending buzzword.
Yeah. Yeah. Feminist rage is like a good.
But you can't have feminine rage. Is there masculine rage, or is that just rage?
So this is where the conversation got to. Do you need to go to the toilet?
100%. Get it out.
The fans at home, I was talking to Riz. She was crawling around on the floor and giving me that look. But yeah, so she's telling me about her feminist rage, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I have no fucking recollection as to what it was about, because obviously very important to me. Yeah. And I say this is a masculine piece of shit, so whatever. Anyway, we get talking about, and I said, along the lines of, I'm not going to nail it because obviously we're not there right now, but it was along the lines of, I try and hold on to and protect the masculinity that I have that I think is important to the life that we live in a modern time. Right. And essentially what that means, and she's like, please explain, you know, what masculinity is essential in today's modern society. And I'm like, the shit where like I protect my partner and... Yeah. Well, why does your partner need protecting? And I was like, oh, because if fucking robbers come to the door with weapons, she's not going to get in front of me. I'm going to get in front of her because I weigh 90 kilos and I can break her in half if I want to.
But if there was no masculinity, there'd be no robbers because women don't rob.
Okay.
So it'd be fine.
Okay.
So she's right.
But there is masculinity in the world.
100% there is.
Right?
Bro.
It's like there is fire in the world. Do you understand that? Like, yeah. And I think one of the big things here, and I really want to send this home, I really want people to understand this. Like, and I'm not that I have any fucking problem with women.
No, women are fine.
But I think sometimes it's easy for, and even males to forget this, that every man you know, every guy you know, he is a fucking animal. Yeah. All he wants to do is fuck. Right? Now, there are good men out there and there are bad men. Now, the bad men out there listen to that and do something about it. And these are the piece of shit boyfriends that every chick has had at the start of their fucking dating life and all that, where he just like does what he wants and fucks off. I feel every man has been that for a certain period of their life and came out of it. The point that I'm making here is that, like, men are scary. And as a good man, I feel like I'm a good man. I'm trying to be a good man. It's one of my goals. It's my mission is to become a brilliant man so that I can be a role model. I can be a thought leader. I can really help propel other men forward into being good men. Yeah. and that's for the world. As a good man, I have to understand that there are rapists out there, that there are con men, that there are people trying to steal and take everything from everyone else at no cost to themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not going up against the world, I'm going up against them. And I know that those same men, and these are bad people that I'm talking about, obviously metaphorical at this stage, but this is what I'm up against. Those bad men, if they had a chance at Larissa, I don't want to think about what they would do, and I have to protect her from that.
Yeah.
Right? And now you can pretend that these men don't exist. They live in this town. They live in your town, wherever you're at. They exist. They are real. Some of them wear suits. Some of them are homeless, and everywhere in between. They do exist. Right? And the simple fact is, in that conversation I was having with her that night, had someone walked up to us and posed any sort of threat, she would have been standing behind me. And that's why we have to hold on to masculinity.
Yeah.
There is a certain level of fucking common sense that you have to keep when you're having these conversations with yourself. Like, why do I need to be able to defend myself? Because shit does get real.
Yeah, it's
only
important.
very recently that shit has stopped getting real. It's only very recently that the human experience has become kind of pleasurable.
Yeah.
Up until like 100 years ago, it was mostly pain.
Well, not even that long ago, but 20 years. If
It was
that.
mostly cheap death.
Yeah.
Like, everything was cheap. And it's like, now, this bitch is getting feminist rage. What? Because you got comfortable? Because you got
a nice
aircon and
privilege
shit?
to have,
Bro,
really,
fucking
isn't it?
chill. Do you understand what you're saying right now?
Yeah. It's ignorant.
And as I said, like, I'm an ignorant, white, straight piece of shit standing on a hill defending, I don't even know. I'm
but
sorry.
we're here talking about it, and then we're giving, we're still talking about it, and we're having, juxtaposition. We have points against it, why it is important to be masculine. Instead of just screaming at the top of our lungs, putting on a sign, why, and
also,
for war.
if you've got a good point, at me.
100%. I'll listen.
I'm there for it.
I'll listen.
But as soon as you raise your voice, and as soon as you fucking
the conversation's over.
start with, here's why you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, give me an and, not
when
a
it
but.
stops being a conversation, that's when it's over.
Yeah.
I'm interested to listen. I like learning, bro. Who doesn't like learning?
Yeah, and also, in the quest of trying to become a brilliant man, I want to be right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be right today. I want to be right at the end of the day.
Imagine that 10-minute rant, bro, and then you find out that you were wrong about something. You're like, oh, fuck!
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's gay.
Yeah, that's gay.
Yeah, that's gay.
Watching this in 6 months' time and be like, ooh.
Ooh, that didn't age well.
You're going to have to go through and bleep out every time we said gay.
Yeah.
That's gay.
Man. Yeah, it's almost like you almost protect yourself in the future from doing shit that is gay by doing shit like this, I feel.
That's why no one shares their MySpace account anymore. Because that shit was gay.
Oh. I'm pretty sure even with today's internet speeds, if you tried to load my MySpace account, it would take a good 12 hours.
Because it'd be trying to load up all the GIFs and
the exploding
3 Days Grace
stars
flowing in the background.
Fucking mouse and
man.
And was that pictures of you?
Oh fuck.
Pictures of me. Man, that still hits.
It goes hard, bro.
That's weird that still does that. Notice fucking Murder on the Dance Floor just out of nowhere's resurgence.
Dude, I'm pretty cool with that. Another big one of mine, Lady Hawk's Delirium.
Oh,
that's a banger.
That's interesting.
It just goes hard. Any application, it works fine. Dancing in the Moonlight.
Oh, Dancing in the Moonlight is fucking.
There's good songs that'll never age.
Bohemian Rhapsody,
Lo-fi Bohemian Rhapsody.
To chill and study too.
Finally, some Bohemian Rhapsody to chill and study too.
That shit's heavy. Turn my headphones up a little.
Yeah, make that shit loud.
Man. All right. Wow, we're 153.
That's good.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's
we took a piss at like 120. We're gonna do 10 more minutes. We did half an hour more.
That was a good riff.
We probably did piss for 20 minutes.
That was a big piss, bro.
Yes. Well, I guess if you want to find Gage, Instagram, Facebook.
Gage Edgecombe.
Yeah, put out your WhatsApp number. No.
I'm a Telegram kind of guy.
Oh, yeah. True.
No, it's not true at all.
What is it? Because I only found out. I didn't even realize how Telegram works until just the other day.
All I know is that you got to pay in Bitcoin. That's it.
I know that there's like groups it's like group chats.
Yeah.
And like some of them, like apparently there's Kerry Park residents on Telegram.
Oh shit! You just jump in like, who's got Cody's?
Yeah.
And like on Eulalia, bro, come over.
Apparently it's fucking like there's like thousands of members in there.
Allegedly.
Bro, I was looking on there. A guy wanted to swap buds for tobacco.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you do it?
No. I don't have buds to be swapping for tobacco.
Oh, I thought he had buds.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, he had... Yeah, no, you're right. He had buds and he wanted tobacco.
So I'm just fanging for a ciggy. I've only got this QP.
Fanging for spin? Like,
yeah.
Can you imagine? I can't imagine.
Yeah. It's like, imagine, like they used to be walking down the bus stop looking for spin bumpers, but now they're just on Telegram, bro, trading
It's
that shit.
nuts because, like, you think about it, they are literally like, that's the group chat.
Yeah. It's real life RuneScape Grand Exchange.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
Bro,
Selling
do you
GF.
remember, did you ever go on Bathroom Wall on Facebook?
No, what's that?
We'll leave it.
Another time?
Yeah, that's pod number 4.
Hey, next year.
Yeah, fucking oath. But thanks for coming on.
No, it's my pleasure, bro. Love doing this.
It's been sick.
If I can plug real quick.
Plug.
Brother-in-law's new business, VVS, Vehicle Velocity Servicing, out in Treendale. You got 2 qualified mechanics with 30 years of experience. So your warranties are covered with the services. Best work you get for the best price in town.
Hectic.
Easy
DOS
done.
Mechanic. DOS.
That's 2.
VVS Vehicle Services. Check it out. Thanks for listening, guys. This has been a Black Ink podcast with my beautiful guest, Gage Edgecombe. This is it. We're fucking out.
Thanks for having me, bro. See you next time.